Lansing's only sports station. The Game, 7:30.
Let's play.
Hello and good evening once again. This is high school football here on the Game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network, brought to you by Dowding Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission. I am Brock Palmbos. Glad you're joining us here for high school football, and it's week number 3 already, and we got a big one in the CAAC Blue, the 2-0 Grand Ledge Comets at the 1-1 East Lansing Trojans. Kickoff coming up at the top of the next hour, but in this hour, we've got interviews. First, with Grand Ledge head coach Joe Bry, followed by my interview with Bill Faracco, the veteran head coach at East Lansing High School, and then my 2-part interview with Brian Calloway, the prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal. But right now, it is time for This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
4 former MHSAA pitchers have MLB wins, and we're less than 3 weeks away from releasing soccer postseason brackets. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. 8 years ago, in 2016, Spencer Schwellenbach, Jeff Criswell, Carl Kaufman, and Tommy Henry were all pitching for their high school teams in Michigan. Schwellenbach at Saginaw Heritage, Criswell at Portage Central, Kaufman at Bloomfield Hills Brother Rice, and Henry at Portage Northern. 3 of them would go on to pitch at the University of Michigan together, Criswell, Kaufman, and Henry, where they helped the Wolverines to the 2019 College World Series Finals, losing to Vanderbilt. Schwellenbach pitched at Nebraska, and now all 4 have won a game in the major leagues. Henry was drafted by the Diamondbacks and got his first major league victory in 2022. Kaufman was picked by the Rockies and notched career win number 1 last season. Criswell was drafted by the A's and traded to Colorado, so he's once again Kaufman's teammate, and he recorded his first win this season. And Schwellenbach was taken by the Atlanta Braves and also got his first win earlier this year. Now, they've all got some catching up to do to match former Lansing Waverly star John Smoltz's major league win number. The MLB Hall of Famer tallied 213 wins in his 21-year career. The MHSAA baseball record book and finals archives are all online. Just go to MHSAA.com and click on baseball. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. Bay City Western's Kayla Montcalm. She shot a championship best 89 to help lead Western to the Bay County Girls Golf Championship. Kingsley's Jenna Middleton. She led the way with 45 kills over 6 matches as Kingsley went 6-0 to win their own volleyball invite. And to Armada's Jackson Malberg, he scored 2 touchdowns in a 14-0 win over Croswell Lexington, Armada's first win over Croslex since 2004.
Have a recent high school grad? They could qualify for a tuition-free skills certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
Today we're talking roster sizes and uniforms in cross country. In the regular season, a school can enter a maximum of 12 competitors, and the top 7 contribute to the school's score. In the postseason, schools can enter a max of 7 runners, with the top 5 contributing to the team's score. In the past, all members of a team had to wear identical uniforms, but that's no longer the case. Now, each runner must wear a uniform that clearly indicates their team through the use of their predominant school colors, school logo, or nickname. They don't have to be identical, but the school they are representing must be obvious, and it must be clear who your teammates are. Something to think about the next time you're getting ready to run 3.1 miles.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. While it may feel like the school year just started, believe it or not, we're just 4 weeks from the start of the boys' soccer postseason. A majority of teams in the state are about halfway through their regular seasons, and district play starts Wednesday, October 9th. The postseason brackets will be released on September 29th. District winners advance to regionals starting October 22nd, and the semifinals are on October 30th. The finals will once again be at Grand Ledge High School, with all 4 division championships taking place on Saturday, November 2nd. The Division 4 final will start things off that day at 10 a.m., followed by Division 3 at 12:30, Division 2 at 3:30, and Division 1 at 6 o'clock. And all 4 finals can be seen live on the NFHS network. Last year, Troy Athens, Grand Rapids Christian, Hudsonville Unity Christian, and Muskegon Western Michigan Christian were all crowned champions. Each team's Michigan Power Rating, which is used to determine the seeds in each district, can be found online. Just go to MHSAA.com, select soccer, and then MPR. Also on the soccer page, learn more about red cards, handballs, and the offside rule. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
The Game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Joining us once again on the pregame show, brought to you by Dowding Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission. He's the 6th-year head coach for the Comets of Grand Ledge, 2-0 on the season. He's Coach Joe Bry. Coach, thanks so much for coming on once again.
Thanks for having me.
Big road win at Battle Creek Lakeview last Friday night, 47-20. Before we get to that, we got to talk about the Week 1 comeback win against Holland West Ottawa. Yes, it was at home, but you were down 33-13 at the start of the fourth quarter, at least early in the fourth quarter. How were you able to come back and win that game on a game-winning field goal on the last play? That was amazing.
Well, I was really proud of our kids. They persevered through some difficult moments there in the first 3 quarters, and we just kept preaching to them, we'll keep playing the game and try to win that last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. And that last half of the fourth quarter, our offense started having some success, and our defense got a couple stops, and we were able to kind of melt that last drive, melt the clock away, and kick the winning field goal.
Yeah, it was amazing. If you haven't seen the video on it, it's pretty incredible. Great win there, and a great win at Battle Creek Lakeview. Not easy going on the road to a West Michigan or a Southwest Michigan school. You beat the Spartans of Lakeview 47-20, and Anthony Baker was outstanding. We heard about Anthony Baker last year as a freshman. And had some really big moments. But, man, 122 yards rushing, well, that's kind of normal for him, but 4 rushing touchdowns. That's absolutely big time. Talk about how great he was.
Yeah, Anthony got our offense off to a fast start, and that was something that we had preached coming out of week 1, is trying to get off to a quicker start. And we did that in the first quarter. Our offensive line blocked well, and Anthony was able to take advantage of that.
Speaking with Joe Bry, the 6th-year head coach for the Comets of Grand Ledge. Brady Williams, your quarterback. I know you've had injuries at quarterback the last couple of years that have hindered you. He was 10 for 12, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. 10 for 12, pretty efficient, 2 touchdowns, more than acceptable, and 165 yards rushing, passing. That's more than acceptable. Talk about his performance and how he has progressed since last year.
You know, Brady was obviously a first-year starter for us this year. Was not on our varsity team last year, and so he's done a really good job in the off-season preparing himself for varsity-level competition, and proud of the preparation that he puts in each and every week in terms of watching film and preparing and getting ready for the game plan to be able to implement what we're trying to do, and it's paid off for him so far.
And Preston Bonet, who did a lot of things for you last year, played quarterback, played running back, wide receiver, 4 catches, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns on offense. Before we talk about your defense, everybody knows the Bonet name in Grand Ledge. It's very well known and famous, going back to 2000. But talk about him. Talk about how important he's been to your team.
Yeah, Preston did a nice job for us. He's done an excellent job so far for us on offense at receiver, and did a good job on last week in terms of high pointing the football and making some explosive plays for us in the passing game.
All right, now I'll ask you about your defense. Your defense gave up 33 points in week 1, gave up 20 this past week against Lakeview. Talk how is the defense? How does it look right now? Is it improved? And if so, how has it improved? Throughout this season so far? I know it's early still.
Well, we made a big emphasis of trying to generate takeaways defensively, and that was an area of good improvement from week 1 to week 2. We had 4 takeaways last week, and that was able to that enabled us to get off to a hot start there in the first quarter and even in the first half. So proud of the defense for that, taking the football away, and that's going to be something that hopefully we can continue.
Is that something that you teach in practice? Trying to strip the ball from the quarterback or the running back or a receiver, try to create turnovers and be aggressive that way?
Absolutely. Yep, that's a point of emphasis for us. We do drill work on that of trying to cause fumbles and then trying to obviously get interceptions from our defensive secondary. So we did a nice job against Lakeview, and hopefully we can keep that going.
Well, you'll hope to keep it going against the Trojans of East Lansing. You know how good they are. They were semifinalists last year in Division 3. They're 1-1 on the season. They were upset last Friday night by Hudsonville on the road, 14-12. But it was a road game for them, and you know how good this team is. They have most everybody back from the CAAC Blue championship last year, and then, of course, the semifinal berth that I mentioned. How good is this East Lansing squad when you watch them on film?
Oh, it's an outstanding group. Very explosive at the skill positions. Running back, wide receiver, quarterback. It's a very stacked offense in terms of the skill positions, and then obviously they've got big, strong guys up front. And then defensively, they're very impressive as well. They've gave up 7 points week 1 and only 14 points last week. So it's going to be a very tall task for us.
Speaking with Joe Bride, the sixth-year head coach for the Comets of Grand Ledge, taking his team into the CAAC Blue opener against East Lansing. You played non-conference, and now you're getting into the league, so these games really matter now, don't they?
Absolutely. We've got a tough game here to start out league play, and a good measuring stick to see where we're at here as we get into conference play.
And it is a tough conference. Once again, you've got DeWitt. You've got an improved Everett squad that made the playoffs last year. Mentioned DeWitt, got East Lansing. You've got Everett. You've got you guys. Holt's always competitive. It doesn't get any easy. Every week is pretty much a big one. Oh, and I also wanted to ask you, how happy are you for Okemos to break their 41-game losing streak? I mean, we were at the DeWitt Mason game, and all the DeWitt coaches were just rooting like crazy for him. We were giving them updates and on the game. How happy are you for Coach F.A. Scott Amakpour and your CAAC Blue brethren, the Okemos Wolves?
Oh, super, super pumped for Coach. He's done an outstanding job, and I understand what it's like to be in that situation. I've coached teams that have gone 0-9 before, and it's a tough deal to be able to build kids back up and get them excited about playing football each and every week. So really happy for those kids, and a great accomplishment for them.
And finally, before I let you go, what are other than what you've mentioned already, what are 1 or 2 big keys for a Grand Ledge road win at East Lansing?
Well, I think it's going to, start up front. I think the team that runs the ball more effectively will probably win the football game. And then obviously turnovers. Anytime you're playing in a big game, usually whoever wins that turnover margin comes out on top.
He's Joe Bride, the 6th-year head coach for the Comets of Grand Ledge. Coach, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Best of luck tonight against East Lansing, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 730 AM WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network, brought to you by Dowding Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
WVFN.
Joining us once again on the pregame show, the 21st-year head coach for the Trojans of East Lansing High School, 1-1 on the season. He's Coach Bill Farraco. Coach, thanks so much for coming on once again.
Thanks for the invitation, Brock.
Coach, in week 1, you beat Portage Central pretty comfortably, 31-7, but a tough one last week. You had to go to the west side and play perennial Division I power Hudsonville and lost a tough one, 14-12. Last Friday night. I understand you had a chance to tie the game but missed the 2-point conversion. How tough was that game, and how tough was it? Yeah, how tough was that game for you?
Well, it was, anytime you're not successful, you try and search for the reasons that was the product of the game. And what we found out, or what we kind of knew, was that there were too many unforced errors. And by that I mean they weren't effort errors. They were like cadence discipline.
Okay.
assignment discipline, just things like that came at the wrong time. And Hudsonville is a very good team, and they caused some of it. But we've just got to get better at those little detailed things, and worked hard on it so far this week, and we're hoping that tonight that'll be eliminated.
We'll talk about Grand Ledge, your opponents, here in just a little bit, but you've got a majority of your team back from last year's semifinal appearance. First of all, when you play this season, have you sensed that there's kind of a target on your back, because people not only here but statewide know, hey, these guys are the defending semifinalists. We gotta go after them. It's like you're the hunted this year. How does that feel?
We've talked to the kids about that often, and it's part of the deal when you meet with some success, and you've got to handle it right, and oftentimes we've reminded them also it's a little bit easier to deal with to come out of a loss and or unsuccess than it is success, because success is a different type of animal that you have to deal with. Mm-hmm. And you don't want any complacency to creep in, and the thing about success is that it doesn't breed success. What it does is that it presents a roadmap for you to follow to understand, okay, this is what we did, this is what we want to do, so this is what we need to do to arrive at those places where we want to be.
Bill Faracco, the 21st year head coach for East Lansing High School, joining us here on the pregame show. Your key guys that were key for you last year, most of them are back, including your quarterback, Ben Fletcher. Very solid last week, 16 for 21, 135 yards and a touchdown. And Jace Clarizio, the Michigan State commit, he's over 100 yards. And his backup, Duarte Sams, is very good as well. He's back as well. Talk about how those kids have progressed from this time last year, or at least the end of last season.
I think they're all three are primed to advance in their production and in their performance. We just have to shore up a couple things with a few of the younger kids that are in key spots that we're waiting for them to surface maybe a little stronger than they have right now. So, but all three are outstanding high school football players, and we've leaned on them, quite a bit, as you can imagine.
Talk about your defense. They've only allowed 21 points so far this season. How have they progressed since this time last year? We've had to replace the linebacking core, and we're returning a couple defensive front people. The back four are established and have played. So we've kind of bent, but not broke. We'd like to get some of these extended, sustained drives by the opposition taken care of a little bit better, and get some timely stops. Or I shouldn't say timely, because we have gotten timely stops. But once again, even though those things have occurred, we haven't given up the points, which is most important. Your opponents tonight are the 2-0 Grand Ledge Comets. They're off to a great start. They had an incredible comeback win over Holland West Ottawa in Week 1, and then dominated Battle Creek Lakeview 47-20 last Friday night. And they've got a great young running back as well. You remember him as a freshman last year, Anthony Baker, and he's off to a great start again this year. How are you going to try to contain Anthony Baker?
Well, he is very good, and we noticed that last year when he played when we played them, and he was a freshman. Outstanding skill set, and he's young, he's big and explosive, and so what we're trying to do is see if we can stop his feet a little bit in the backfield when he receives the ball, so we can kind of rally to it. But it's going to be a major challenge for us.
Coach Bill Faracco joining us here on the pregame show. This is the league opener, so the games matter a little bit more, don't they?
They certainly do. They certainly do. And the league is going to be tougher this year. I think all across the board, everybody will display on Friday night improvements. So week in and week out, you've got to be ready to play.
How happy are you for your former player, F.A. Scott Amakpour and the Okemos Wolves, breaking their 41-game losing streak? I can last Friday in their big win over Clio. I can tell you we did the DeWitt at Mason game, and all the DeWitt coaches were just rooting like crazy for Okemos to win. That is, I mean, you coach F.A. Scott Amakpour. How happy are you for him and that Okemos program?
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm glad that happened, obviously, and hopefully beside our game, I hope he garners a few more this season. You got to be patient. You got to stay the course, and change a little bit here, a little bit there, based on your personnel. But they know what they're doing, and patience is important, and in building the program and getting the kids out to play.
And finally, as far as your game against Grand Ledge tonight, other than what you've already mentioned, what are one or two keys for a big home win to get your conference schedule off to a 1-0 start?
I think we've got to, from an offensive standpoint, we've got to sustain some drives and eliminate those unforced errors of which I spoke previously. And then defensively, we've got to get off the ball a little bit quicker than we have in the first two games. And I think if we do that, we stand a good chance in the fourth quarter to have a chance to be successful.
He's the 21st-year head coach for the Trojans of East Lansing. He's Coach Bill Faracco. Coach, thanks so much for coming on. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks, Brock. Thank you very much.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Dowding Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission.
Lansing Sports Leader, the game, 7:30 a.m.
Back once again on the pregame show, brought to you by Dowding Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission. Joining me now, as always, the prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal, Brian Calloway. Brian, normally I would lead with the game that we covered last week, and we'll get to DeWitt at Mason and the dominant victory that DeWitt had. But the big story this week was the aftermath of Okemos's historic, and I don't use that term loosely, I think that applies here, their 35-0 victory over Clio, their first victory since before COVID, 41-game losing streak, the longest active streak, no more, as Okemos shuts out Clio 35-0. And everybody that I've talked to, absolutely ecstatic for Okemos to break that streak. What are your thoughts on Okemos breaking that 41-game losing streak?
Yeah, number one, you talked about, it's kind of crazy to think about how long it has been since they won, when you kind of put things into perspective that have happened since they last won a game. We talk about COVID. COVID, it was before COVID the last time they won a game. They were still known as the Chiefs the last time they won a game. So it's kind of crazy all the things that have happened the last time they won a game. But, to kind of go back off your other points, it's definitely a good thing to see them finally get back in that win column. You hate to see what's happened to that football program and for it to struggle as much as it did, especially a school that size as well, too, to struggle with the numbers issues. It's a Division I school this year, I believe, and just to not have the ability to get numbers, which is kind of crazy to think about. And especially when you think of a school like Okemos that is good in pretty much a lot of different sports. When you look at tennis, you look at soccer, they are good in a lot of other sports. So it's just kind of crazy to see just the hard times that football program has fallen on. But, F.A. Scott Amakpour, just the job that he's done, kind of still keep plugging away, keep grinding, at it and trying to find a way to get this program back on track. You have to kind of commend the work and the effort that he's put into, trying to right this ship there. So definitely a good thing to see them finally get hits for victory, and especially the kids as well too. Because I mean, it's hard to be a part of a team with a losing culture, and when you don't win a game and you're getting beat by 30 and 40 points every day. It's nice for them to be able to experience the feeling of coming out on the other side for once.
It's Brian Calloway, Prep Sports Editor of the Lansing State Journal. Okay, the game that we were both at, DeWitt at Mason, and man, DeWitt was absolutely awesome. Led 42-14 at the half, and Elliot Larner has been just outstanding so far. He's accounted for 13 touchdowns in the first 2 games. That's 13 in 2 games. He is, I mean, at least through 2 weeks, I think he's the area player of the year. Now, it's 2 weeks, and we got, the rest of the season to play, but, I mean, he's been that good, and he's getting help from his twin brother, Abram, and Travers Moore, too, who rushed for almost 200 yards in that game against Mason. I'm just thoroughly impressed with their offense, and what are your thoughts on DeWitt's team?
Yeah, I've seen them both their games the first 2 weeks of the season, and just the way that they've handled their business offensively, it's been nothing short of impressive with what they've done. And the crazy thing about what they've done is that we haven't even seen some of their other big pieces get involved with the offense. Like the opening night, it was mainly a Elliot Larner, Abram Larner show. Mm-hmm. And then Elliot Larner had another big game in week 2 with, Travers Moore and Abram Larner stepping up. But we haven't even really seen much from Jaden Bender so far offensively. And he's going to Central Michigan, and more so for it to be a defensive back. But he's a dangerous receiver as well, too. They got Jacob Shorefar as well, too. So they've got some other pieces that we haven't really even seen them really get that much involved yet. So, I mean, that's just kind of the crazy thing, so far with what we've seen from this DeWitt offense. But, I mean, they've been nothing short from but impressive, so far the first 2 weeks of the season. And, they have blown out 2 teams that should be pretty decent this year when you look at Mason and Hazlitt as well, too. It's not like, they're blowing out some teams that weren't playoff teams last year. Right. It's been impressive what they've done so far. Another team that's been impressive is Portland. I figured they'd be really, really good this year, and so far it's turned out that way. They beat Olivet 26-6 at home. Caden Dickerson, Keaton McGregor, 2 rushing touchdowns. They just run that wing tee offense, and they run variations of it, and they got a quarterback in Dominic Navarro who's very good as well. I really like this Portland team. I can't wait to see them in person. Evaluate the Portland Raiders so far. They've handled business so far, and I think, week 1 going on the road to beat a program like Detroit Country Day, that definitely gets you out on the right foot as well, too, going on the road to knock off a program like that. So, that was impressive. They followed up with a nice win last week as well, too. Now they have another chance to add on to it, too, when they have a matchup this week with Ionia, which was a playoff team last year and is the only other team that in the CAAC White that currently is unbeaten. Yeah, absolutely. They're looking really, really good. We'll talk about Portland and Ionia coming up in the next segment. We also got to talk about Grand Ledge after an incredible comeback win against Holland West Ottawa, where they trailed by 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and kicked a field goal at the very end on the last play of the game to win. Much easier time going on the road and beating the Spartans of Battle Creek Lakeview. Anthony Baker, we remember him from last year as a freshman playing really, really well in spots. He's off to a great start for the Comets as well. 4 rushing touchdowns, 122 rushing yards. He's been impressive. Grand Ledge has been impressive so far earlier this season as well, too, with the 2 wins that they have. Obviously, we're going to learn a lot more about the Comets this week, and I know we're going to talk about the big game that they have with East Lansing in the next segment here. In the CMAC, it's looking like it's going to be PW and Fowler once again. The battle for the milk jug could decide the outright league title. It did last year. It looks like it's going to happen this year. Both of those teams have been impressive. Jacob Halfman's been terrific for Fowler so far. And Pewamo Westphalia, Ty Thalen, their quarterback, dual threat quarterback, almost 200 yards in total offense, 4 touchdowns in a big win over Bath at home. Yeah, PW, obviously, with the start they got off to the season, spoke volumes for them with being able to knock off North Muskegon, which was a team that they suffered the 2 losses to last year as well, too. So I think that was a good start to the season for them, and then being able to take care of business like they did against Bath to start league play. And then obviously Fowler, knocking off Saranac and getting off to the start that they have as well, too, with the home win in week 1 over, I believe it was Hudson, if I remember correctly, as well, too. So, yeah, it definitely is kind of shaping up that way so far early on as those 2 teams kind of being the 2 teams to fight it out for the CMAC title.
And finally, Ovid Elsie and Leslie, both 2-0 on the season. Ovid Elsie, that's to be expected. Trice Tokar, over 300 yards total offense for him and 3 touchdowns. They crushed Mount Morris 65-35. Oh, my goodness. They're good every single year. But Leslie, a team that has struggled in recent years, they're off to a good start. Before we close, talk about Ovid Elsie and Leslie.
Yeah, both of them have gotten impressive performances from their leaders under center as well, too. You talked about Trice Tokar, and, the Marauders are really kind of building off of that unexpected run that they made last year to the Division VI state semifinals as well, too, with so many key pieces that they had back. And then you look at Leslie, which has been a very nice surprise to see in the area so far this season. And Joel Cranmore, the sophomore quarterback, he's put up some pretty big numbers so far. I mean, threw for like 381 yards and 6 touchdowns in their win last week.
Did I hear that right? Brian, did I hear that right? You said Joel Cranmore's a sophomore?
Yeah, he's only a sophomore.
Oh, my goodness. Talk, please.
Yeah, so 381 yards and 6 touchdowns, and I think he threw for 240-something. He had a pretty big game in week 1 as well, too, but he's off to a very impressive start for that Leslie team, and helping them be pretty high-powered offensively so far this season.
We'll talk about all of these teams in segment number 2 with Brian Calloway, the prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal. This is the pregame show here on the Lansing Sports Network and the game 730 AM WVFN, brought to you by Doubting Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission.
Lansing's only sports station, the game 730 AM.
Let's play.
Back for another segment with Brian Calloway, the prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal. All right, we'll save our game for the very end of the segment, Grand Ledge at East Lansing. Let's start with Okemos at Everett. Everett off to a great start. Najai Davidson off to a terrific start. We didn't even mention him. They had a great win last week over UAD Jesuit. They're playing Okemos, who's got to be sky high right now after breaking their 41-game losing streak. But you forced me to pick. I'm going to take Everett at home to get to 3-0.
Yeah, that's who I would pick as well, too. Everett has played very well so far early this season. When you look at them shutting out Sexton in week 1 and then following it up with that win over Detroit UAD Jesuit. So I've got Everett getting to 3-0, and I think that would be the first time since 2013 that program has been off to a 3-0 start.
They made the playoffs last year. Jaleel Candy's got them in the right direction. Hazlitt at Eastern. Eastern broke an 18-game losing streak, winning in week 1, and only lost 25-20 at Benzie Central. They got to take on Hazlitt this week in the CAAC Red opener. Eastern 1-1. Hazlitt, a somewhat surprising 0-2.
Yeah, Hazlitt, dropped the game at Fenton last week after falling to DeWitt in week 1, but I think this is the week they get going, and I think they pick up their first win by beating Eastern.
2 other games in the CAAC Red as they open conference play. Fowlerville is at St. John's. Fowlerville, big week 2 win. St. John's off to a good start at 2-0. Who did I take? I don't even remember who I took. But that should be one whale of a game up at St. John's High School.
It should be, and these teams have typically played some close games with each other. They split the last 6 meetings. I think 4 of those matches have been decided by 8 points or less as well, too. But I'm going to go with St. John's at home to pick up the win here.
All right. And Mason at Williamston. Mason looking to regroup, but they got a tough one against Williamston, who, like Hazlitt, is off to an 0-2 start. 2 close losses for Williamston so far. Again, Mason looking to regroup. How do you see it?
I think Mason bounces back from the loss to DeWitt last week and picks up the win here, so I've got the Bulldogs.
Oh, man. That would make Williamston 0-3 on the season. I don't even remember the last time they were 0-3. All right, 2 good games in the CAAC White. The big one in Ionia County, Portland at Ionia. Both teams 2-0 on the season. I took Portland in this one. I just think they have too much. But, hey, Ionia's at home, and they got to think they have a chance.
Yeah, these are the last 2 remaining unbeaten teams in the CAAC White, but I've got Portland going on the road to get to 3-0 here.
Also, Charlotte at Lansing Catholic. Tough loss for Catholic last week to Sexton. Charlotte also 1-1 on the season. This game has major playoff implications, even though it's week number 3. You don't want to drop to 1-2 overall heading into the meat of the schedule.
Yeah, Charlotte bounced back from their season opening loss with the win over Lakewood last week. I think that they get it done in this one. I don't think if Lansing Catholic drops this game that they are in bad shape. Obviously, last year we saw them as a Division VI school get into the playoffs with a losing record, so
Right.
I don't think it would be as a dire thing for them. But obviously, it would be nice for them, especially as their league title hopes are concerned, to pick up a win here. But I think Charlotte gets it done.
All right, and obviously that's the same is true for Sexton and Olivet. Both teams 1-1 on the season. Both teams looking to get back to the playoffs. This is a key game for both of these teams as well.
Yes, no, Sexton, has a nice bounce-back win over Lansing Catholic last week with an impressive defensive performance. I think that they pick up the win here over Olivet.
On to the CMAC. Pewamo Westphalia hosting Langsburg. I got PW big in this one, and I got the same with Fowler. Fowler hosting Perry. Perry, a first-year team in the CMAC. I just think it's going to be a collision course. Fowler and PW for the league championship. Do you see Fowler and PW winning easily?
Yeah, I think they will both pick up wins here and stay unbeaten in the league. So I like both of those two teams as well, too.
Maple Valley is at Quincy. Maple Valley 1-1 on the season. Their first season back in 11-player football. Does Maple Valley get to 2-1?
I think they can get the 2-1 here. So I would go with them. And obviously, Maple Valley opened up with the win over Potterville in week 1 before falling last week. I think it was to Springport. But I like Maple Valley to get the 2-1 here.
All right. Talk about Leslie in the first segment. Leslie at Vandercook Lake. Can Joel Cranmore keep the offense going and get them to 3-0?
Hey, I don't see why not. I mean, just the way that they have been humming along so far in the early stages. So I'm going to go with the Blackhawks here.
Okay. And then we got 8-player football. We didn't even talk about them in the first segment, but surprise, surprise, Morris and St. Pat's, Portland St. Pat's, both 2-0 on the season. They're going to play each other coming up later on here in a couple of weeks in week. Well, actually, I'm sorry, they play next week. Any look ahead? Because of that, any look ahead here for Morris? They host Byron, and Portland St. Pat's has a tough one. They go to Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart, a perennial power in 8-man football.
Yeah, Sacred Heart is always a pretty good program, so it's always a tough matchup. And the league that they are in is pretty tough as well, too. So I don't necessarily think you can really look ahead too much in the league that they're in, because you look at a team like Fulton, which has had a resurgence since they've joined 8-man football as well, too. So I don't think there's necessarily going to be many easy nights for either of those teams in the league that they're in.
Finally, back to the CAAC Blue. DeWitt is at Waverly. I like DeWitt easily in that one. Holt, big win last week, winning last week at Swartz Creek to get to 1-1. Can they get to 2-1 with a win at home over Flint Carmen Ainsworth?
I think Holt is going to be improved this year. Obviously, they had a tough loss in week 1 to Mason, but they before bouncing back last week. So I'm going to go with Holt, and I agree. I think DeWitt handles its business this week against Waverly.
All right, and finally the game you're going to hear right here on the game, 7:30 a.m. Here in just a few minutes, Grand Ledge at East Lansing. Grand Ledge off to a 2-0 start. East Lansing, tough loss last week to Hudsonville on the road, 14-12. Does East Lansing rebound and win this one? This is a great rivalry game. Two really, really good teams. Both teams have terrific running backs. East Lansing with Jace Clarizio, who's going to Michigan State, and Mr. Baker, Anthony Baker for Grand Ledge. Just a sophomore, but man, what a player he is.
Oh, yeah, he's been impressive for them. And you didn't even mention Preston Bonet.
You're right.
Who's, he's a very talented weapon that they have offensively for Grand Ledge has offensively as well, too. But, East Lansing fell to Portage Central last year. I mean, not Portage Central, but they did fall to Portage Central last year. But they dropped the Week 2 game to Hudsonville last season before regrouping once they got into CAAC Blue play and running the table. And I think they'll bounce back and get the league play started with a win as well, too. And I think it's going to be an interesting game, though. But I like East Lansing to pick up the win. Well,
we'll find out. We'll both be there for that one at Lynn C. Adams Stadium. Brian Calloway, Prep Sports Editor of the Lansing State Journal. Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you next week when we review Week 3 and preview Week 4.
That sounds good, Brock. Thanks for having me.
You're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network, brought to you by Dowding Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
Lansing Sports Station, the game 7:30 a.m.
And a pleasant good evening and welcome to high school football. Here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network, brought to you by Doubting Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission. Tonight, it's the CAAC Blue Opener.
Welcome to Be the Referee with MHSAA registered official Paige Winnie.
Do you know the pitch count limits for high school baseball in Michigan? If a pitcher throws 25 pitches or less, he can throw again the next day with no rest. If 26 to 50 pitches are thrown, 1 day of rest is required. 51 to 75 pitches requires 2 days of rest. And throwing 76 or more pitches requires 3 days of rest. The maximum pitch count for 1 day is 105 pitches. But if pitch number 105 occurs during the middle of an at-bat, the pitcher can finish that at-bat, but then must be taken out. Teams are required to track all pitch counts and indicate before a game who is ineligible to pitch that day. In the postseason, a neutral person tracks the pitch count. If a violation occurs, the pitcher becomes ineligible and his team forfeits the game he pitched in.
Thanks, Paige. You can be a referee. Go online now to register at MHSAA.com. Be the Referee is a part of the MHSAA network.
WVFN East Lansing, a town square media station. We're the station you've turned to for sports for over 30 years. The Game, 7:30 a.m.
Palmbos and Erik, Doc Love back here at Lynn C. Adams Stadium, getting ready for Grand Ledge at East Lansing. Doc, we've been looking forward to this one. Apologize for the technical problems we had there in the last segment. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Doubting Industries, Jeff and Chris Metz and Doubting Industries, and by Megan Zemer and her great staff at the Lansing Sports Commission. Doc, before we get to our national anthem, which you'll hear right here on the game, 7:30 a.m., two longtime rivals, two big-time rivals. Grand Ledge undefeated so far. East Lansing suffering a tough loss last week at Hudsonville, 14-12.
East Lansing beat the Comets last year in the regular season 35-21 en route to their CAAC Blue Championship. Trojans have won 5 of the last 6 ball games in this matchup overall. I mentioned before it's 28-19 all time. East Lansing knocking off Grand Ledge.
Well, both teams are standing for the national anthem, and so will we. Here is our national anthem. As we await the East Lansing band. Well, we're still waiting for the East Lansing band here. There we are, the national anthem played before tonight's game between Grand Ledge and East Lansing. Erik, both these teams have outstanding running backs. East Lansing, the senior, Jace Clarizio, he's headed to Michigan State next year, and Grand Ledge has a real good one, just a sophomore, in Anthony Baker, who's off to a great start.
We've seen Clarizio, obviously, for a couple of years on this varsity squad for Coach Bill Farraco. Had a couple of years, had some injuries in the past as well, but has come back and played very well in ball games. Anthony Baker, we saw him a couple times last year as a freshman and ran the ball very well for Coach Joe Bryan, the Comets. Baker, in their win last week at Battle Creek Lakeview, 122 yards and 4 touchdowns. And then the week before, in that huge comeback win at home against Holland West Ottawa, they were down 20 points in the fourth quarter. They came back to win that one 36-33. Baker, 32 carries, 226 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So 7 touchdowns for Baker in the first 2 weeks of the season.
Grand Ledge won the coin toss, and they will defer to the second half. So East Lansing is going to receive. We'll see if that's a factor later on. Hot one tonight here at East Lansing High School. The sun's trying to peek behind the clouds here, so we'll see how long it takes for things to cool down.
It has started to darken a little bit because of the clouds over there. We are facing west.
Yes.
In the auxiliary press box. We're not in the main press box, so we are fighting the sun a little bit, but with the clouds out there, that's helping us out. It also will maybe bring the temperature down a little bit, like you said.
All right, kicking off for Grand Ledge, Caleb Aldrich. He's number 19 for Grand Ledge. Going from right to left across your radio.
Back for the Trojans to receive this kickoff, number 0, Jace Clarizio. We just mentioned him, the senior, and another senior, number 5, Duarte Sams Jr.
Grand Ledge in the road, white uniforms with blue numerals and gold trim, with the blue helmets and the gold interlocking GL on each side of their uniforms. For East Lansing, just think Penn State. Navy blue with white uniforms, white helmets with a blue stripe right down the middle. 12 minutes are on the clock, and we're ready to go. Aldrich ready to kick off. It's high, and it's short. And it's taken at the 23-yard line out to the 25. To the 30. That's number 1. That's B.J. Wyndham. Nope, number 3. Sorry.
My apologies.
Isaiah McCrary Sams, and he takes it out to the 30, over to the 30-yard line, and we'll see where they mark it. Didn't get very far. That's okay.
East Lansing, we mentioned a tough one loss at Hudsonville last week, 14-12. They did win week 1, 31-7 against Portage Central right here in East Lansing. Jace Clarizio in that ballgame, 66 rush yards with a touchdown. Ben Fletcher, very efficient, 6 for 9 for 125 and a touchdown.
They put the ball down at the 30-yard line, going from left to right. Fletcher under center. Clarizio behind him, 3 wide receivers. Fake handoff. Here's Fletcher rolling out to the right, throws it out to the right. It's caught by number 7. That's Owen Fletcher, and he's going to have a first down out over the 40-yard line to the 42, 40, well, we'll see where they mark it, 43-yard line. Just kind of a play-action pass, half roll to the right, Doc.
The receiver on that, Owen Fletcher, had come in motion from right to left, the junior, and it looked like he was going to block. They play action, and he rolled out underneath in the flat and was wide open for that first down.
Ball on the right hash mark. Here's Fletcher in the pistol. I would think him and Owen are related. Not sure if they're brothers or cousins. Here's the handoff to Clarizio. Goes left side around left end, 45, 50. He's going to have a first down. He's taken down inside Grand Ledge territory down to the 46-yard line.
Number 24, Tyson Cooper, a senior, makes a stop on that one, but another first down for the Trojans. Run games will be featured well here tonight. Both teams, obviously, a couple of bell cows with Clarizio and then Anthony Baker.
Give him 11 on that carry. We have visible play clocks here. Those are brand new this year at East Lansing High School. Now throw out to the right. That's B.J. Wyndham. Gets inside the 45, down to the 41 on a bubble screen. It's going to be second down in about 5. Give him 5 on that one. As we get to the 7 o'clock hour, Doc, I want to let everyone know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, East Lansing, a town square media station.
Little bubble screen out to the right there for Wyndham.
Second down and 5. Ball on the right hash mark. Fletcher under center. Clarizio the only back. Owen Fletcher goes in motion. Now he comes back. Handoff Clarizio, right side, inside the 40, inside the 35 to the 33, first down. Taken down there, looks like number 58. That's Colin Flynn, I believe, number 58. First down, East Lansing at the Grand Ledge 33. .10:06 and counting. First quarter. First drive of the game. Fletcher under center. 3 wide receivers, 2 right, 1 left. Fletcher dropping to throw. Throws it out to the left, and it's caught by number 88. And he's the one guy we don't have on our roster. It's the mystery player, but he gets it inside the 10. J.L. Branson. Oh, we know him from basketball, don't we?
Name sounds familiar. You're right.
Down to the 2-yard line. Heck of a catch. Nice throw. Heck of a catch.
Yep. I'm looking for him on the roster. If he changed numbers or something, I don't even see him on the roster at the moment.
I formation behind Fletcher. Taken down behind the line of scrimmage is Jace Clarizio. Great penetration there. 25, Ashton Delaney, a sophomore, was in there. Loss of 1, back to the 3, so it'll be second and goal from the 3. 9:15 to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless.
Good stop by the defensive line there for Grand Ledge. As I write down J.L. Branson on my roster. Maybe.
Happens all the time when we come here, or we come to any game, really.
Correct.
You have mystery players. Down to 15 on the play clock. Second down and goal. Fletcher in the shotgun. Clarizio on his right. Number 8, Jay Carnegie on his right as well. Fake handoff, Clarizio. Fletcher takes it, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage at the 4-yard line. Preston Bonet, number 1, in on the tackle, and it's going to be third and goal from the 4.
It's one of those opportunities for the Comets to tighten up here. You give a big play, get down to the goal line, and you hope that they can hold them to a field goal attempt. And East Lansing, opposite side for the Trojans, 2 run plays have lost yardage. I guess they're saying that.
They say it's a 3-yard line, but looking at the ball,
it's at the 4.
It's at the 4.
Yeah, I say the first 2 runs on first and second goal have been negative 1 yards each.
8 minutes to go. Drive taken 4 minutes so far. We're down to 4. We're down to 3. On the play clock, do they get it off? Play clock's at 0.
Nope.
Delay a game. Do they allow a timeout? Let's see. We're going to wait. And they call timeout.
Yep, they got the timeout just in time, apparently.
So we'll keep it right here and tell you about our great sponsors. Doubting Industries, Jeff and Chris Metz and Doubting Industries. Always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at doubtingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. And by Megan Zemer and her great staff at the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find details at lansingsports.org. Brock Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love here at Lynn C. Adams Stadium. And the officials, very generous to East Lansing there. That could have been easily a delay of game call.
It's a little easier, like you said, with the visible play clocks in the end zone,
Yes.
both sides.
Which are optional in the MHSA. They are not required, but optional.
Not everybody has the ability to have those out there on their fields.
And in a case like that, the back judge controls the play clock.
Yep.
The back judge is the referee or the official that's behind the secondary, defensive secondary.
He think safety. He's
Yes.
behind all the safeties back
Yes.
there, if you're thinking defensively on that side. He's as far back as you can get. Right now he's standing at the back of the end zone.
All right, third down and goal from the 4. Ben Fletcher in the gun. Jace Clarizio next to him. Number 9, Isaiah Armstrong on his right. Now Armstrong goes in motion. They had 3 guys in motion. Now they get reset. Now Clarizio goes in motion. Dropping to throw is Fletcher. Out to the right. Caught, I think.
No.
No, wait, hold on. The officials are going to talk. And they say incomplete.
It was J.L. Branson again,
Wow.
looking for the jump ball in the corner of the end zone, and they're saying that he trapped it underneath him. He went up high pointed that ball, came down, but the ball was down underneath him, and so not a touchdown. NFL, I don't see the angle from that one, but maybe the NFL, they let that one go. But referee back there, he says nope.
All right. Well, now they're going to try about a 21-yard field goal. Who is that? That's number 9, Isaiah Armstrong. Ball just left of center. Snap is good. Placement down. Kick on the way. Line drive. Good. So Isaiah Armstrong hits from 21 yards out. And it's East Lansing 3, Grand Ledge nothing, but hey, a big-time stop there, Doc.
Yeah, defensively for Grand Ledge is about as good as you can get to force a team that gets all the way down to the 2, push them back a couple of yards on first and second down, get it incomplete on third, and force them to use a timeout on that drive and then have to kick a field goal.
We'll take 30 and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network.
WVFN.
Brock Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love, back with you here from East Lansing High School. East Lansing just got a 21-yard field goal from Isaiah Armstrong. East Lansing up 3-0, but a big stop for Grand Ledge because it was first and goal from the 2-yard line, and then 3 plays later, they're kicking a field goal.
Yeah, that's the bigger story on that.
Armstrong kicking off from his own 40. He boots it high and deep, and it's taken at the 3-yard line. Out to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, the 23-yard line. And I think that's number 7, Mason Myers. It is Mason Myers, number 7. So Grand Ledge comes out. Brady Williams, number 14, junior quarterback. Grand Ledge has had problems in recent years keeping quarterbacks healthy, and it's hindered them in the postseason, Doc.
They have had some issues in the last 2-3 years, you're right.
Pistol formation for Williams. Anthony Baker behind him. Handoff Baker, left side to the 24, to the 25. He's taken down there. Number 69, that's Justin Aljari, who's their leading tackler. He had 9 big tackles last week. And now hurry-up offense here. Pistol formation. Williams throws out to the left. Intercepted. Intercepted. B.J. Wyndham. Inside the 20, inside the 15. Down at the 12-yard line. He's tackled there by Preston Bonet, number 2.
Bonet was the intended receiver on that play. Brady Williams, they go to the hurry-up, does Grand Ledge, and Williams didn't even see him. It was B.J. Wyndham was sitting right on that route.
Man.
He looked like the receiver on that play.
1st and 10 from the Grand Ledge 13. Huge turnover there. $7:15 to go, first quarter. East Lansing with their second possession after the turnover. Ben Fletcher brings them out. Duarte Sams is out there on the right. So is B.J. Wyndham. Clarizio to the left of Fletcher in the shotgun. Now a reverse handoff. That's Duarte Sams inside the 15. Taken down at the 14. Nice tackle there by number 44, A.J. Miller. Almost a horse collar tackle, but he did tackle him grabbing the jersey underneath the horse collar.
Yep.
So a legal tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
It's one thing that Grand Ledge has done, at least, is when they've gotten closer to the goal line, the defense has tightened up and played well.
2nd down and 11 from the 14. 6:40 to go, first quarter. East Lansing up 3-0. Fletcher in the pistol, Clarizio behind him. Handoff Clarizio, left side. He gets outside to the 15. Good pursuit by Grand Ledge, pushed out of bounds at the 12. Is that Miller again out there? Yeah, I think it was.
The speed of Clarizio got him out of that because it looked like he wasn't going to get any yardage out of it. Well, there was an initial comment there to try and make the tackle. He didn't get it. Clarizio bounced it out to the left side towards his own sideline, but good pursuit by the Comets to keep it to only a 3-yard gain.
Give him 3. It'll be 3rd down and 8 from the 11. 6:26. Play clock down to 12. Fletcher in the gun. Clarizio on his right. Dropping to throw is Fletcher. Throws it out to the right. That is Clarizio. Taken down at the 11. That's Preston Bonet. Taking him down. Grand Ledge had that well scouted, Doc.
Blitz came in from the linebacker up the middle, right between the guts there, the guard and tackle. And Fletcher had to get rid of the ball real quick. Clarizio was his check down man, and Bonet was there to make the stop right away.
So now Isaiah Armstrong will come on to kick a 28-yard field goal. Ball just inside the right hash. Hit one from 21 yards on the first drive. Snap is good. Placement down. Kick on the way. Blocked. Blocked by Grand Ledge. Now it's a fumble, and now Grand Ledge has it. And they're going to take it out to the 42-yard line. That's number 24, Tyson Cooper. Who blocked that?
I'm looking for a jersey number here. I saw who it was. Somebody right up the middle.
Yep.
I believe.
Man.
It might have been Logan Cadwell, a senior. I think that's who it was, number 68.
Nice
right through
job
the middle.
Blocking, getting through and blocking it. And, man, I got to tell you, Grand Ledge very fortunate. They're only down 3-0 right now. Blocked field goal.
And that's the when you're blocking, or as the offensive team trying to block the other team in a field goal attempt, inside out. You got to get the inside first,
yes.
And that's where that block came from, was the inside.
All right, let's see what Grand Ledge can do here. Brady Williams in the pistol, and now we got a flag.
Somebody moved early on the line for Grand Ledge.
Move him 5 yards back. First penalty of the game. Could very easily be 14-0 right now, East Lansing.
Yes.
And yet it's only 3-0. Pistol formation. Williams hands to Baker. Baker trying to pick his way. Gets out over the 40 to the 42-yard line. Taken down there by number 5, Duarte Sams. Decent gain there. They get the penalty yardage back.
Well, he fought his way through the first tackler, worked his way through the second one, and then they eventually got him down.
They give him 4, not 5 on that play. Second down and 11. Fake handoff. Rolling out to the right is Williams. He throws it out to the right, and it's incomplete. The closest receiver there was number 6, Zachariah Jones, a senior.
And he also had underneath number 5, Gavin Wagenke. And Wagenke was in the flat, and I just don't think that Williams had the angle to get it to him.
5:07 to go. First quarter. East Lansing leading Grand Ledge 3-0. Williams throws it out. Baker's got it. 45 to the 50. Now into East Lansing territory to the 49. Short of a first down. And it's going to be 4th down and about 2.
A little swing pass out of the backfield was Baker, wide open.
4:46 and counting. Grand Ledge is going to line up to go for it here.
It's a risky gamble, but...
You are around midfield.
Yeah.
I get it here. Williams, he's going to take it himself. He's not going to get it. He leans forward, but he's not going to get it.
Nope. He needed 2. He got 1, maybe 1.5.
He was taken down there by one of the defensive linemen, number 69, Justin Aljari, and he was stopped.
Yep.
Isaiah Armstrong was in there as well, Doc. And it's 1st and 10. East Lansing at their own 49-yard line. You only got didn't even get a half a yard. You needed 2.
Yep. Little read option play, and decided instead of giving it to Baker, I'll keep it myself. He spun away from the first guy and then dove forward to kind of stretch his arms out, but he needed 2. If it had been a 1-yard play, then maybe they would have been close. They could have at least measured for it.
4:27 to go, first quarter, and it's already East Lansing's 3rd possession of the game.
Well, they only have 3 points for it.
Fletcher under center. They got an I formation behind them. Jay Carnegie, fullback. Clarizio, the tailback. He's got it now. Gets into Grand Ledge territory, taken down at the 48-yard line, gain of 3.
I got to tell you, Brock, he's lucky to get those 3 yards out of that.
65.
Jackson McAllister.
Jalen. They misspelled it. Thank you. Spelled it wrong on our roster.
There's an X on there.
It is? Okay.
All right. There's some Grand Ledge people in the press box here telling us.
So the X is silent.
The X is silent. All right.
Okay. Gain of about 4. Second down and 6. 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. And now a flip forward. That's number 5, Duarte Sams. And he's still going inside the 30. The officials say he stepped out of bounds. That was one of those forward passes, Doc.
It is a pass, yep. They say a carry, but it was a pass. It was a forward pass.
It was a forward pass. They say he was out of bounds at the 40-yard line of Grand Ledge.
So they get a first down, but it's only 8 yards.
Yep.
As opposed to a touchdown.
It's just one of those flip forwards that's legally a forward pass.
Mm-hmm.
3:32 to go. First quarter, 3-0 East Lansing.
No, it came in motion as a jet sweep type of, if he handed the ball off directly to him, it would have been a run.
A forward handoff is still a handoff.
Correct.
2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Fletcher, under center. Clarizio, going left, trying to pick his way through and taken down at the 37-yard line. It'll be second down and 7.
Good gang tackling by the Comets there.
41. Jack Bull, a sophomore, in on the tackle. Second down and 7.
Grand Ledge D toughening up a little bit more against the run. The first 2 runs for Clarizio were 11 and 8. Then the next 4 have been -1, 3, 4, and 3. So they've been able to key on him a little more.
Fletcher under center. Handoff, Clarizio. He's got a hole inside the 35, inside the 30. Dragon tacklers inside the 30, still going down at the 26-yard line, where a whole slew of Comet tacklers take him down there.
When I mentioned that, and he gets 11 yards, of course. But
there you go.
Another Trojan first down. They've been living inside Grand Ledge territory this entire first quarter.
First and 10 from the 26. Clock running, 2:45 to go first quarter. Fletcher under center. Clarizio, that's Sams actually, the deep back. Duarte Sams up over the middle, now veers off to the left, and he gets 2, maybe 3 yards out of it, down to the 22. Preston Bonet on the tackle. Yep, give him 3 yards on that play. Oh, they say 4, okay.
Change of pace back.
Had 1,000 yards last year. He played quite a bit because of Jace Clarizio's injury.
Mm-hmm. It's nice when a coach has that, right? And you can have the backup step in and get 1,000 yards.
Under 2 minutes to go.
You don't want your starter to be injured, but it's nice to have a backup that can fulfill him.
Shotgun formation. Fletcher. Sams next to him. They hand off to Sams. Not much there.
Nope.
In fact, nothing there. The Grand Ledge line collapses on him. Number 25, Ashton Delaney.
Sophomore.
Another sophomore. They have quite a few sophomores in this defensive playing group. It'll be third down and 7 from the 23. Minute 25 to go first quarter. East Lansing up 3-0. Play clock down under 15. Counting down towards a minute to go in the quarter. Fletcher. Oh, fumbled snap, and now he's going to have to fall on it. He's going to try to throw it, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Grand Ledge. 20, 30, that's Preston Bonet. He's going to take it all the way. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Grand Ledge. Preston Bonet, a pick 6. How many? I had to be, 90 yards?
Roughly, yeah, right around there.
A pick 6 for Grand Ledge. Stunning turn of events here. East Lansing dominating play, and yet here they are behind 6-3 pending the extra point.
Well, the play was doomed from the very beginning. The snap was a little awry for the quarterback Fletcher. He tried to pick it up
and tried to make a play.
And he made a bad play, unfortunately, for the Trojans.
Caleb Aldrich on for the extra point. High snap. Gets it down, kick on the way, looks good, it is good. So with 43 seconds left in the first quarter, It's Grand Ledge 7, East Lansing 3. We'll keep it right here, and East Lansing dominating possession. Could be up 14-0 right now. Instead, they're down more. Instead, down 7-3.
Yep.
We'll call it 90 yards until we get an official word on the yardage on that one.
I said roughly 90 yards on my tweet. So.
Yep.
Well, you're right. What a change of events for Grand Ledge.
And nice job. And if you can hear through our microphones. Yes, we are at East Lansing, but we are at the auxiliary press box, which is the visitor's side. So that's why you're hearing the Grand Ledge crowd going crazy. Deservedly so. Aldrich will now kick off from his own 40, going from right to left. Duarte Sam's back there, deep. And looks like number 12, Carvante Shepard, is back there as well. Man, stunning touchdown there. Here's Aldrich, waiting for the signal. There's the whistle. And they go, onside kick, and Grand Ledge, did they get it? They're scrumming for it. Grand Ledge has it. Grand Ledge has it inside the 50-yard line.
Wow. I thought he had touched it before the 10 yards, but no, he got it right after. It was a quick little bouncer, went right up back to the kicker.
And East Lansing didn't expect it. They started retreating before they should have.
And the kicker didn't actually get it. It bounced off of him, and somebody else recovered it for the Comets.
Man. So now Grand Ledge has it at the East Lansing 46, up 7-3. 41 seconds to go in the quarter. Williams, handoff, Baker, right side, inside the 45 to the 41. Give him 5 there. We're down to 30 seconds left in the quarter. Stunning turn of events.
Man, the last, 20 seconds of this ball game.
Isaiah Armstrong with the stop. They hand off to Baker again inside the 40. Gets down to the 36. Close to a first down. I think he's going to get a good mark, Doc. It'll be first down.
Yep.
And now Grand Ledge going in the hurry up. Williams, hand off Baker. Not much there. Still trying to skip forward. He gets to the 35, down to the 34. Gain of 2, and that's going to be the last play of the quarter. Well. Zeros are on the clock. We are at the end of 12 minutes of play. It's Grand Ledge 7, East Lansing 3. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back on the game, 7:30 AM WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network.
WVFN.
Rock Palmbush, Erik, Doc Love back here at Lynn C. Adams Stadium. And in a quarter that was dominated by East Lansing. I mean, they had way more plays than Grand Ledge did, and yet only have 3 points to show for it. Grand Ledge returns an interception 90 or so yards for a touchdown, and they're up 7-3. They go for an onside kick early in the game. By the way, doing that in the end of the first quarter, that's illegal in the NFL now.
It is, yes.
I think that's a rule they're going to change. Williams, hands off, Anthony Baker. Down to the 31, maybe the 30-yard line. That's Brady Williams, the quarterback, number 14, handing to number 28, the outstanding sophomore running back, Anthony Baker.
Grand Ledge in the ultra hurry-up, by the way.
Yes, they are. Pistol formation, 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Handoff, Baker, right side, 30, 25, down to the 20, inside the 20, first down. Taken down there by number 8, Jay Carnegie. And yes, Grand Ledge is running, they're running the old Buffalo Bills K-gun offense right now. Handoff again. Baker, not much there. He's going to do well to get back to the line of scrimmage and may even get a small gain. 99, Anthony Green was in there. It'll be second down.
Went right, tried to go off right tackle, and there were too many Trojans there blocking up the hole.
Here's Williams. Handoff Bennett up the middle. Inside the 15, down to the 14.
Baker upends, lands on his back.
Grand Ledge may be doing this to try to wear East Lansing out. It's a hot night here, and we've seen teams do this before. 3 wide receivers, Baker behind him, gets down to the 11, maybe the 12, and it's going to be 4th down. 10:43 and counting, first half. Ball at the 12-yard line, ball on the right hash. It's going to be 4th down and about 2. Handoff Baker. What do we have?
East Lansing had to call timeout.
You hear the Grand Ledge fans not too happy right now. We have not seen an official signal yet.
Timeout, Grand
East Lansing called a timeout.
Yeah, they ran down there and called timeout before they was going to have 12 men on the field.
So they call their second timeout with 10:32 to go in the first half. Brock Palmbush, Erik Doc Love, glad you're joining us here from Lynn C. Adams Stadium. We thank our great sponsors, Jeff and Chris Metz and Doubting Industries. Recognizing the effort and commitment that athletes have given to the sport, good luck to everyone tonight. These memories will be with you for the rest of your life. And you can check out Doubting Industries on the web at doubtingindustries.com. And Megan Zemer and her great staff at the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out details at lansingsports.org. Another big play coming up here, Doc.
Another 4th down opportunity. It looked like Grand Ledge is going to continue to go for it on 4th down every single time. This one about a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
Well, the orange marker on the side is about the 10-yard line.
Okay.
The scoreboard
says 1.
But it's 2.
It is
It's really
2.
2. 4th and 2 from the 12. 10:32 to go, and Grand Ledge is going to go for it. Power set. Pistol formation behind Bennett. Anthony Baker inside the 10, 1st down.
And had 2 extra backs in the backfield.
Yeah. Anthony Baker with the 1st down. Brady Williams, the quarterback. Right side, Baker inside the 5 to the 3. 10:15 to go, first half. Man, Grand Ledge going fast. This is ultra hurry up. Handoff again. Baker, right side. And he's going to get taken down out of bounds, pushed out of bounds about the 7 or the 8-yard line. Isaiah Armstrong and Jace Clarizio playing defense. Coming into the game now, number 7, that's Mason Myers. 2nd down and 7. Now Grand Ledge slowing up just a little bit.
Well, they had to make a substitution.
Brady Williams. 3rd down and 7. Throwing out to the right, left, caught. Touchdown, I think. Yes, touchdown, Grand Ledge. Preston Bonet. Flag on the play, so we'll wait. Waiting for a signal here. Officials talking. It'd be a 7-yard touchdown from Brady Williams to Preston Bonet.
Yep.
Touchdown is good. Substitution infraction on East Lansing. 7-yard touchdown. It's 13-3 Grand Ledge. And this hurry-up offense really messing up East Lansing.
Yep.
Caleb Aldrich, extra point, up, and good. And so with 9:37 to go in the first half, it's Grand Ledge 14, East Lansing 3. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network.
WVFN, Lansing Sports Leader.
Brock Palmbos, Erik Doc Love here. Grand Ledge cashing in on an onside kick. Blake Williams to Preston Bonet, 7-yard touchdown, extra point good, and it's 14-3 Grand Ledge. Or Brady Williams. See, I wrote his name down wrong. Brady Williams. My apologies to the Williams family if you're listening. And if you are listening, thank you for listening. On the Lansing Sports Network, lansingsportsnetwork.com. The game 730am.com. I'm just stunned.
I mean, it's impressive what Grand Ledge has done after being they're backed against the wall a couple of times.
Could have been down 14-0, maybe more. Instead, they're ahead 14-3. Aldrich kicking off from his 40. Now he'll kick it high. And it's taken at the 50. Now it gets away from B.J. Wyndham, and it's going to go out of bounds. Lucky break for East Lansing. I think East Lansing going to get the ball at about the 35-yard line. Or they do have the option to let him kick it again.
I think they're probably going to take it to the 35, but that ball squirted away.
From B.J. Wyndham, number one.
And he's lucky that the ball ran out of bounds.
Because that's a live ball.
It was. It was bouncing around, and then it took a left turn.
East Lansing huddling around their 21st-year head coach, Bill Farraco. And here we go. Ben Fletcher under center. Two wide receivers left, a wing on the right. Jace Clarizio behind him. Handoff Clarizio, 35, 37-yard line. He goes up the middle. Not a whole heck of a lot there.
Got a couple.
Taken down by Preston Bonet. He's probably the player of the game so far. Gain of 2. Second down and 8. I would think East Lansing be pretty deliberate on offense. I mean, they're usually deliberate on offense anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But given the fact that Grand Ledge is going to a hurry-up offense, Fletcher under center. Dropping to throw. Throws it high, throws it deep, incomplete, and a flag.
Very late flag.
It's going to be a flag. That's going to be on Tyson Cooper, number 24. There was some contact there between him and number 7, Owen Fletcher.
Looking for the 9 route, the go route down the sideline. And Fletcher tried to one-hand it, which makes you believe that maybe there was some being held of the other hand.
It's pass interference on Grand Ledge. Second penalty on Grand Ledge. 15 yards in the high school ranks. 8:58 to go first half. Grand Ledge leading 14-3. Ball on the Grand Ledge 48-yard line. Fletcher in the pistol. Clarizio behind him. Two wide receivers to the right, a wing on the left. Now that man goes in motion. That's Armstrong. Handoff. That's Clarizio. Taken down behind the line of scrimmage. That's Delaney. That's
number 25.
Ashton Delaney, number 25. Big time loss there.
Logan Cadwell was the one that kind of forced the running back over to his teammate.
Loss of 3. Back into East Lansing territory at the 49-yard line. Second down and 13. .8:23 and counting first half. Here is Fletcher in the shotgun. Clarizio next to him. Now Clarizio goes in motion. Dropping to throw is Fletcher. Throws it over the middle. It's caught. That's number 18. That's Isaiah Lott. And it's going to be third down. Well, you hear the Grand Ledge assistant coach is not too thrilled. Thought there should have been a flag there. Could have argued that with Jace Clarizio. He was kind of moving forward there. Nonetheless, a gain of 7 yards.
It was 6, right? Because it was second and 13. They gave him 7. Keep looking at the scoreboard. Scoreboard's throwing me off here.
Looks like 3rd and 6, really. Here's Fletcher. Pitch out, Clarizio, left side, taken down after a short gain, if any. Who else? Preston Bonet was there.
He lost a yard on that.
And it's going to be 4th down. And it could be punt time here.
Yeah, they're sending out the punt unit.
Really? The only call here. It's too far away to try. If it was 4th and 2 or less, probably go for it here. But you can pin Grand Ledge deep inside the 10. Preston Bonet is back there. standing at his own 15-yard line. He drops back a little further.
Isaiah Armstrong's the punter, excuse me.
First punt of the game for him. 6:45 to go and counting. Low snap. Gets it away. It's high. And it's inside the 15. It's bouncing out of bounds at the 15-yard line. 30-yard punt there, no return. Grand Ledge will take over at their own 15-yard line. 6:35 to go first half. We'll keep it right here. Grand Ledge up 14-3, and it's been big plays.
Yeah. Interception return for a touchdown. They blocked a field goal attempt.
Onside kick.
Onside kick return, and then they scored out of it, too.
So Brady Williams, I'll get his name right, in the pistol. Anthony Baker behind him. Handoff, Baker, up the middle to the 18-yard line, it looks like. Be second down and 7.
It's the 14th carry of the ball game already for Anthony Baker. Still got 6 minutes left in the first half.
Now Grand Ledge slowing the pace down a little bit, still in the kind of the hurry-up mode, but slowing it down. Handoff, Baker again. Not much there. He's going to squirm forward and get to the 20-yard line. So he does get a little something out of it. It'll be third down and 5. And now here is Williams.
Sacked.
He gets sacked way behind the 10-yard line as they were going quick there. Taken down at the 9-yard line. Was that J.L. Nope, that was Anthony Green, number 99, and he had some company out there.
Yeah, Green along with, I think Justin Aljari was in the area too, but a little play-action pass, and the pass rush got right up into him real quick.
Big stop here for East Lansing. They'll have good field position, you would think. Is that Aldrich kicking back there? Now we got a whistle.
It's Nick Terranova.
Okay. Number 16 there. And East Lansing calls their last time out of the half.
Interesting.
So, yes, Nick Terranova is the punter, and they'll punt here. It'll be 4th and 16 from the 9. Yes, and Grand Ledge will punt here.
Odd time for East Lansing to use their last time out, too. On a punt return that they're going to get. You'd think they'd want to keep it for this drive, but there must have been some sort of issue.
Well, time's not much of a factor here, and you see teams use their timeouts liberally in the first half.
There's a flag on the field, or is that a towel? It's yellow, so it could be a Grand Ledge towel.
Could be, yes. 4th and 16 from the 9. Nick Terranova, standing in his end zone, will punt. B.J. Wyndham, Owen Fletcher back. Here's the punt. It's toward the Grand Ledge sideline. Comes back towards the middle. East Lansing picks it up. That's Fletcher, 40, 35, and he's pushed out of bounds inside the 35. And do we have a flag? There is a flag on the play. Can't see the flag here.
Nope.
It's on the near side here. Hang on. 5 minutes exactly to go. Unsportsmanlike conduct, East Lansing. First penalty of the game on them.
Well, I'll kick them back.
So they'll move it back from the 34-yard line back to the 49. And they move it back, yes, to the 49-yard line. So East Lansing, instead of having it at the Grand Ledge 34, they have it at the 49. First and 10, East Lansing. Grand Ledge won the coin toss, deferred to the second half, so they will get the ball to start quarter number 3. Ben Fletcher under center. Handoff, Clarizio. Squaring outside, now coming back to the right. Grand Ledge pursuing, and he outruns everybody and going to have a first down.
And a whole lot more.
Man.
That play was bottled up and going nowhere, and all of a sudden, Clarizio bounced it.
Yep. That's speed and talent right there, because Grand Ledge had that defended very well.
Oh, he stepped out of bounds, apparently. So it's
at the 38, but it's a first down. Gain of 11.
Yep.
4:50 to go first half. 14-3 Grand Ledge. Ben Fletcher under center. Clarizio single back behind him. Handoff to Clarizio. Right side, 35-yard line. Preston Bonet on the tackle. Gain of 3 on the play. Ball at the 35-yard line. No, it's really 2. The ball's on the 36. They do not give him a very good mark. 4:28 and counting, first half. East Lansing is out of timeouts, while Grand Ledge has all 3. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Clarizio behind Fletcher. Single setback. Throw out to the right. That's Owen Fletcher, close to a first down. Just a little 5-6 yard hitch pattern. And then he veers out, and it's a first down for East Lansing. To the 27-yard line. Needed 7, got 8. First down, East Lansing.
Quick little hitter to the outside.
Pistol formation. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Clarizio behind Fletcher. He comes out to the left. 25, 22-yard line. The Grand Ledge coach is looking for a flag. Not going to get it. It'll be second down from the 22. 3:45 and counting. Ball on the 22-yard line.
Gain of 5 on that one to the outside.
Grand Ledge coaches, you could hear it through our microphones. They were looking for a flag. They may have had a case of a hold, or for a hold, rather. Ben Fletcher under center. Duarte Sams behind him. Dropping to throws Fletcher out to the left. It is caught by Wyndham, out of bounds. First down at the 15-yard line. Ball on the left hash mark. 3:26 to go first half.
Takes one step back, does Fletcher, and then throws it out there. The defense was playing off of B.J. Wyndham, so they gave him a nice little pocket there to throw to.
Third trip, actually. Third or fourth trip inside the 20. Now we got a whistle and a flag. Somebody lined up improperly. Let's wait and see here. And now it's going to be Grand Ledge penalty. That's a third penalty on Grand Ledge for 25 yards. East Lansing 1 penalty for 15. 3:26 to go. It's going to be 1st and 5 from the 10-yard line. Here we go. Ball on the left hash mark. 1st and 5 from the 10. Duarte Sams behind Fletcher. Handoff. No, fake handoff. Rolling out to the right is Fletcher. He throws it out there, and it is incomplete. Tried to get it to Wyndham. He tipped it. And then another wide receiver.
Jeter. Daryl Jeter, number 4.
Number 4, Daryl Jeter tried to get it, but he bobbled it, and it's incomplete. So it'll be second down and 5 from the 10. 3:20 to go first half. Grand Ledge up 14-3.
Dangerous play with the tip drill like that.
Oh, yeah. Here's Grand Ledge, or here's East Lansing. Fletcher under center. Handoff, Sams. To the right, veers back towards the middle. Down to the 5. Going to be close to a first down. And he may have it. If that's the case, it's a 1st and goal.
He needed to get right to the 5, and I think he got it.
First and goal from the 5. 3:06 and counting. And East Lansing will take their sweet old time here. Sams is still in the game here. Single back set, 2 wide receivers to the right. Wing on the left. Pitch out right. Sams inside the 5, touchdown.
Not even touched.
That was easy.
Block out there by number 34, Alex White, the fullback.
Duarte Sams Jr., 5-yard touchdown, and it's 14-9 with the extra point pending. Isaiah Armstrong, left-footed kicker, will try to pull them within 4. Ben Fletcher on the hold. High snap. He gets it down. The kick on the way. Kick is good. And so with 2:42 left in the first half, it's Grand Ledge 14. East Lansing 10. We'll take 30 and come back on the game. 7:30 AM WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network, brought to you by Dowding Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
Lansing Sports Leader, WVFN.
Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love back here at Lynn C Stadium. Not quite a mandatory score there by East Lansing, but a big one nonetheless. Duarte Sams finishes off a drive with a 5-yard touchdown run, and it's 14-10 Grand Ledge with 2:42 left in the first half.
I think it was more about finishing a drive, getting into the end zone, because they've had issues of, kicking a field goal and then getting a field goal blocked.
Isaiah Armstrong kicks it off. Taken at the 5-yard line. Out to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30, 35. That's number 6. Zachariah Jones, I think, going to give him great field position. Out over the 40-yard line.
What a return. Good blocking out there on that right side for the Comets. And about,
42-yard line. Great field position, and all 3 timeouts.
37-yard kickoff return.
Man. Brady Williams, hands off. Anthony Baker, gain of 1, maybe 2. Dives forward to the 45. I think they're only give him the 44. Yep, they only give him the 44. 2:17 and counting first half. 14-10 Grand Ledge. Pistol formation. Brady Williams, now he throws. He's got a man out there, but he overthrew him. Trying to get the ball to Gavin Wajenki, and we got a flag down.
One right at the line of scrimmage. And I think this one might be coming back, regardless of the play.
Waiting for the official signal. 2:05 to go first half. It's going to be on Grand Ledge.
Is it holding? Yes.
Holding. And they will take the penalty.
Maybe if they were a little further back, you would take the down. If they weren't as close to midfield.
Be second down and 18 from their own 30, 31, 32-yard line. Now it's a throw out to the left. It's going to be a rushing attempt by Anthony Baker. Gets out to the 35, maybe the 36, and not much more there. It's going to be third down and long from the 36.
That was a run, right? Because it was a backwards pass.
Yes, it was. Brady Williams in the pistol. Anthony Baker behind him. 3 wide receivers. 2 right, 1 to the left. Now play action pass. Williams running. Gets away from everybody. Throws. Intercepted. No, incomplete. Would have been intercepted by number 2, Jeff Bridges. But the official said he was out of bounds. And it'll be fourth down, and it'll be punt time for Grand Ledge with 1:27 left.
Pursuit by Anthony Green, number 99, nearly got to Brady Williams. Yep. He's able to escape it and throw downfield to his teammate. A heck of a play by Jeff Bridges, number 2, the senior, to go up and nearly get his foot down.
Grand Ledge in punt formation. Nick Terranova back to punt, standing at his own 22. Low snap, picks it up, kicks it away. Not a great punt, and it goes out of bounds inside the 35. About a 31-yard punt.
Not sure if they were trying to keep it away from Owen Fletcher, but nevertheless, it didn't quite get the roll that they were hoping for.
So a minute 21 to go in the first half. Grand Ledge leading East Lansing 14-10 in the CAAC blue opener for both teams. We'll have This Week in High School Sports with John Ross coming up at halftime, plus also halftime stats and analysis and scores from around the mid-Michigan area.
Which hopefully will start picking up, because I was looking at them earlier and there wasn't too many
Not
out
much,
there.
Yeah. Ben Fletcher under center. Looks like that's Clarizio behind him. 4 wide receivers, 2 left, 2 right, and they throw out to the right. It's caught and pushed out of bounds there. Was that Wyndham?
Yes, it is.
B.J. Wyndham pushed out of bounds. They're going to give him a first down. Needed 10, got 10. It'll be first down and 10 from the 44. East Lansing now, they're in hurry-up mode.
Offsides.
And now we're going to get a flag, and it's going to be offsides, more than likely.
Yep. Hard count, trying to get the free 5 yards, and they stop the clock, too, because it's a defensive penalty, right?
5 penalties for 40 yards for Grand Ledge. They move the ball up to the 49-yard line, 1st and 5. Clock running. Fletcher dropping to throw. Throws it out to the left. It's caught there. Owen Fletcher down to the Grand Ledge 41. First down. Cooper on the stop for Grand Ledge. We're under a minute to go. 1st and 10 from the Grand Ledge 41. Fletcher back to throw. Throws it out to the right. It was dropped. Went right through the hands of B.J. Wyndham. Incomplete. 2nd down.
Had a levels play going on, somebody running a flag, and then Wyndham a crossing route underneath him, and the defense left a wide open spot for B.J. Wyndham. They're like, man, this is going to be easy pitch and catch, and Wyndham took his eye off the ball or something, trying to run without it.
2nd and 10 from the East Lansing, from the Grand Ledge, rather 41. 50 seconds to go in the first half. Fletcher dropping to throw. Now flips it out to Clarizio, 40-yard line. 35, he gets away, 35-30. He's got a first down inside the 20. Down at the 18-yard line, 19-yard line. Looks like that's where they're going to mark it with 40 seconds to go in the quarter.
So elusive.
And he got about 20 of those yards himself.
Yeah, he got all 22 yards by himself.
And now we got a whistle, timeout Grand Ledge.
Got to use them, can't take them to the second half. Might as well give your defense a little bit of a breather here. They're giving up some chunk plays.
1st and 10 from the Grand Ledge 19. Dowding Industries presentation of high school football brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out details at lansingsports.org. And by Dowding Industries. Always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at dowdingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. And, of course, we thank Jeff and Chris Metz at Dowding Industries for sponsoring us. Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love, here at Lynn C. Adams Stadium on the campus of East Lansing High School. Grand Ledge leading East Lansing 14-10. 37 seconds left in the first half.
Comets trying to spoil homecoming tonight for the Trojans.
You had some trouble getting in here.
Not too much. I tried to sneak in through the back way, and, of course, they had it blocked off.
Oh.
So. Not to mention the road construction going on over there, too.
Don't get me
which
started.
is everywhere.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
37 seconds to go, first half. Ben Fletcher in the gun. Jace Clarizio goes in motion. 5 wide receivers now. Dropping to throw is Fletcher. Looking. Rolling out to the right. Still looking. Throws. And it's knocked down. Incomplete. Good defense there. Who was that? Number 8?
Number 6, I believe. B.J. Wyndham was the intended receiver.
Zachariah Jones.
In coverage. Knocks it down. Makes it 2nd down and 10 from the 20. From the 19. 29 seconds to go in the first half. Some pressure up the middle forced Fletcher to the outside.
4 wide receivers again. Dropping to throw Fletcher. Looking. Now he's going to roll to the left, feeling pressure. Throws it up, and it is caught. Owen Fletcher, touchdown, but a flag.
Let's wait to see. I think this might be coming back, Brock. The Grand Ledge coaching staff up here thinks it's a holding. It's in the area, right at the 25. It would be a 19-yard touchdown, but no.
Holding, offense.
Well, Fletcher's been having to keep plays alive himself here in the back, rolling around, going right, going left. That time, one of the linemen got caught holding on to somebody.
Spot foul. They move it back to the 35-yard line. It's second down in a whole bunch. They got to get to the 9-yard line. So it's what? 2nd and 24.
Yep. Oh, maybe not. Spot's off a little bit. I think they've been at 15 instead of 10. Nope.
They're just trying to correct the spot here.
Wasn't it at the 30? Shouldn't it be at the 40 then? The referee put his flag down at the 30. That's where the spot's at for the holding, right? So it should be back to the 40.
Right. They're going to talk about this.
He threw his flag, and I saw him pick it up and put it on the 30.
Yes.
That would make me believe that the penalty is happening at the 30-yard line. So are they going to take that penalty? Maybe they declined it. Well, they can't decline it because it's a touchdown.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, well, it's going to be 2nd and 20 from the 29-yard line. That's where they got it spotted. Fletcher dropping to throw. Feeling some pressure. Rolling out to the right. Sacked. Sacked out at the 37-yard line. Who was that?
Number 25.
Clock is running. Down to 6. Down to 5. Down to 4. Can they get this play off? Down to 3. They clock it with 2 seconds to go, and they'll have one play. Who was that, 25?
25 for Grand Ledge. It's Ashton Delaney.
Thank you, Ashton Delaney. So East Lansing, barring a defensive penalty, will have one play here. It's 4th down, but that really doesn't matter at this point.
No, it's inconsequential at this point of the ball game. It's about getting into the end zone, which is...
They're way too far for a field goal. It'd be 55 yards for a field goal.
They're 37 yards away from pay dirt. And timeout.
Timeout, Grand Ledge. Yep. Yeah, no surprise there.
Let's see what East Lansing is going to give you offensively, make an adjustment on the defensive end.
Grand Ledge has one timeout left. We'll have halftime stats and analysis coming up. Plus scores from around the mid-Michigan area. As good as we can do via the Twitterverse.
If you're Grand Ledge defensively, if the ball's in your area, knock it out. Don't try to pick it off. And obviously don't be grabbing at guys' arms when they're trying to go up for a catch a ball.
As we get to the 8 o'clock hour, I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN. East Lansing, a Town Square media station. Brock Palmbos, Erik Doc Love. This will be the final play of the first half.
Barring
a defensive penalty. And it has been a eventful first half. We'll chronicle everything.
To say the least, yes.
Once we get to halftime.
Speaking of halftime, St. John's 14, Fowlerville 7. That's in CAAC red play.
St. John's trying to get to 3-0 on the season. That's your alma mater.
Been a while since they've been 3-0.
Ben Fletcher dropping to throw. Feeling some pressure. Throws it out to the right. And I think it was intercepted.
It is, yep.
Intercepted.
At the 1 or 2. East Lansing had 4 receivers in the area, and then Fletcher just has to throw it up there and see if somebody can pull it down.
Couldn't tell who intercepted it, but doesn't matter at this point. Grand Ledge gets to halftime with a 14-10 lead. We'll have halftime stats and analysis coming up after this. But first, it's This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
4 former MHSAA pitchers have MLB wins, and we're less than 3 weeks away from releasing soccer postseason brackets. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. 8 years ago, in 2016, Spencer Schwellenbach, Jeff Criswell, Carl Kaufman, and Tommy Henry were all pitching for their high school teams in Michigan. Schwellenbach at Saginaw Heritage, Criswell at Portage Central, Kaufman at Bloomfield Hills Brother Rice, and Henry at Portage Northern. 3 of them would go on to pitch at the University of Michigan together, Criswell, Kaufman, and Henry, where they helped the Wolverines to the 2019 College World Series Finals, losing to Vanderbilt. Schwellenbach pitched at Nebraska, and now all 4 have won a game in the major leagues. Henry was drafted by the Diamondbacks and got his first major league victory in 2022. Kaufman was picked by the Rockies and notched career win number 1 last season. Criswell was drafted by the A's and traded to Colorado, so he's once again Kaufman's teammate, and he recorded his first win this season. And Schwellenbach was taken by the Atlanta Braves and also got his first win earlier this year. Now, they've all got some catching up to do to match former Lansing Waverly star John Smoltz's major league win number. The MLB Hall of Famer tallied 213 wins in his 21-year career. The MHSAA baseball record book and finals archives are all online. Just go to MHSAA.com and click on baseball. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. Bay City Western's Kayla Montcalm. She shot a championship best 89 to help lead Western to the Bay County Girls Golf Championship. Kingsley's Jenna Middleton. She led the way with 45 kills over 6 matches as Kingsley went 6-0 to win their own volleyball invite. And to Armada's Jackson Malberg, he scored 2 touchdowns in a 14-0 win over Croswell Lexington, Armada's first win over Croslex since 2004.
Have a recent high school grad? They could qualify for a tuition-free skills certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
Today we're talking roster sizes and uniforms in cross country. In the regular season, a school can enter a maximum of 12 competitors, and the top 7 contribute to the school's score. In the postseason, schools can enter a max of 7 runners, with the top 5 contributing to the team's score. In the past, all members of a team had to wear identical uniforms, but that's no longer the case. Now, each runner must wear a uniform that clearly indicates their team through the use of their predominant school colors, school logo, or nickname. They don't have to be identical, but the school they are representing must be obvious, and it must be clear who your teammates are. Something to think about the next time you're getting ready to run 3.1 miles.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. While it may feel like the school year just started, believe it or not, we're just 4 weeks from the start of the boys' soccer postseason. A majority of teams in the state are about halfway through their regular seasons, and district play starts Wednesday, October 9th. The postseason brackets will be released on September 29th. District winners advance to regional starting October 22nd, and the semifinals are on October 30th. The finals will once again be at Grand Ledge High School, with all 4 division championships taking place on Saturday, November 2nd. The Division 4 final will start things off that day at 10 a.m., followed by Division 3 at 12:30, Division 2 at 3:30, and Division 1 at 6 o'clock. And all 4 finals can be seen live on the NFHS network. Last year, Troy Athens, Grand Rapids Christian, Hudsonville Unity Christian, and Muskegon Western Michigan Christian were all crowned champions. Each team's Michigan Power Rating, which is used to determine the seeds in each district, can be found online. Just go to MHSAA.com, select soccer, and then MPR. Also on the soccer page, learn more about red cards, handballs, and the offside rule. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
WVFA.
Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love, back with you here from Lynn C. Stadium on the campus of East Lansing High School. Grand Ledge leads East Lansing 14-10 after 24 minutes of play. Jeff and Chris Metz, Doubting Industries, sponsoring us tonight and all season long. Always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at doubtingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. And by the Lansing Sports Commission, Megan Zemer and her great staff. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out details at lansingsports.org. Well, Doc, I said near the end of the second quarter that a very eventful first half of play. East Lansing took the opening kickoff, went right down the field, but they got stopped inside the 5-yard line, and Isaiah Armstrong had to kick a 21-yard field goal. That put them up 3-0 with 7:45 to go in the first quarter. East Lansing got the ball again on a turnover. Brady Williams threw up interception for Grand Ledge, intercepted by B.J. Wyndham, took it down inside the 20, but Grand Ledge stopped them again, and they had to try another field goal. Well, this time it was blocked. Grand Ledge blocked an extra point, and then they were able to get a stop there. However, Grand Ledge had to punt, and East Lansing had to take over, and they were driving. And, well, Ben Fletcher, the East Lansing's quarterback, threw an interception trying to make a play on it was a 3rd and long, wasn't it, Doc? Mm-hmm. And it was a bad snap from center, and he grabbed it out of the shotgun formation, rolled out to the right, tried to make a play, and threw it. And Preston Bonet, the defensive back, was there right around the 10-yard line or so. And all he did was return it 90 yards for a pick six. Or that's what the kids call an interception return for a touchdown these days. Extra point by Caleb Aldrich was good, and it was 7-3 Grand Ledge right near the end of the first quarter. And that was the score at the end of the first quarter. After an East Lansing punt, Grand Ledge drove down, and Brady Williams threw to Preston Bonet on a 7-yard touchdown pass. Extra point by Aldrich was good, and it was 14-3 Grand Ledge, 9:37 to go in the second quarter. After an exchange of punts, East Lansing was able to get the ball, and Duarte Sams, the backup running back, took it in from 5 yards out. Extra point by Isaiah Armstrong was good, 14-10 Grand Ledge. With 2:42 to go in the second quarter, both teams had another chance to score. Neither of them did, and that's where we are at halftime. East Lansing, 2 turnovers in the game. Grand Ledge, 1 turnover in the game. Grand Ledge has cashed in that turnover. Cashed in one of the 2 turnovers, and one of the other turnovers was an interception on the very last play of the first half. Penalty-wise, go ahead.
Real quick, which was Zachariah Jones, by the way. Brian Calloway said that on
Zachariah
Twitter.
Jones. Yep. Okay, well, he's closer to that than we are. He was on the far side.
He was on the end zone, actually. So
there you go. Penalty-wise, Grand Ledge, 5 penalties for 40 yards. East Lansing, 2 for 25 yards. And we got a clarification on one of the East Lansing players. It says right on our roster, number 7, Owen Fletcher, a senior. No, that's Owen Fortman.
Yes.
So there you go with that.
It happens.
If you do these games long enough, that's going to happen. And Grand Ledge leading 14-10 at halftime. Go ahead. You got the stats there. Unofficial, of course. But you're pretty close.
Yeah, for East Lansing, Ben Fletcher, 11 for 18, 110 yards. Does have 2 interceptions in the ball game. Jace Clarizio, 13 carries for 55 yards. Duarte Sams has that 5-yard touchdown run. 59 rushing yards as a total for the Trojans, and 169 total offense for them in this first half. Grand Ledge, Brady Williams, 2 for 5 for 16 yards with a touchdown. Anthony Baker, 17 carries for 56 yards. And then Preston Bonet, the 7-yard touchdown reception, and the roughly 90-yard interception return for a touchdown. Grand Ledge, 46 rush yards, but only 62 total yards of offense. A little bit disparaging between total yards. East Lansing with 169 and Grand Ledge 62, but the scoreboard tells a different story.
Yeah, they're ahead 14-10. The blocked extra point.
The blocked field goal.
The blocked field goal, right. And completely forgot about this. They went for an onside kick after scoring the touchdown.
Yep.
Go ahead, 7-3. Forgot about that, and they cashed that in too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
been an interesting first half, an enjoyable one.
Yeah, interesting first half, and hopefully just as interesting in the second half. We'll take a timeout, and, well, you know what? We'll keep it right here. We've got expanded ceremonies today because it is homecoming here at East Lansing. The East Lansing band is exiting the field now, and they'll be doing the homecoming court here.
Let's see if I can find some scores for us while we're staying here.
Working the Twitterverse here.
Keep scrolling. Still looking. I'm still looking. Okay.
Hey, I'm looking too.
Leslie 34, Vandercook Lake 6.
Leslie trying to get to 3-0 on the season.
I mentioned before it was St. John's 14, Fowlerville 7. That game was at halftime.
DeWitt leading Waverly 42-6, right near the end of the first half.
Yep, I see that now myself. Mason 20, Williamston 7. It doesn't say when that is. I'm guessing it's somewhere in the second quarter or halftime.
Williamston, if they lose, 0-3 on the season. When's the last time Williamston's been 0-3?
Yeah, that's a good question. 6:31 left in the first half. Saranac 35, Dansville 6. That's in SEAM action. Scroll down a little bit more, see if I can find anybody else. I'm about half an hour back, so I don't think there's anything else for us. Nope, I'm just getting earlier scores from the games we've already talked about. Who should I be looking for? I can start searching for stuff, Brock. What are you...
looking for a Portland score. They're at Ionia tonight.
Okay, let's see if I can look for that one. Conference play starts this week.
Oh, yeah. Well, it started last week in the CAAC White and in the CMAC.
Yep.
But it's starting this week in the CAAC Blue and in the Red.
Second quarter, Ionia 21, Portland 7. How about that?
That would be a massive upset.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be a massive upset if that holds.
What else should I be looking for?
Oh, what was it? Catholic, one of the Lansing Catholic, I think. Bring up my schedule here.
Playing Charlotte.
Believe so. So let's see here. You said Saranac at Dansville, Sexton's at Olivet, Charlotte at Catholic.
Can't find
Hazlitt at Eastern. Hazlitt trying to keep from being 0-3 on the season. Mentioned DeWitt at Waverly. Holt hosting Flint, Carmen Ainsworth. Everett hosting Okemos. That game's probably over with by now.
I got nothing for the Hazlitt game. I got nothing for the Charlotte Lansing Catholic game. Who else did you mention there?
Okemos at Everett. Sexton at Olivet. Anything in the CMAC. Langsburg at PW. Bath at Potterville. Ovid Elsie trying to get to 3-0 on the season. Mentioned Vandercook Lake. Cranmore, their sophomore quarterback's off to a great start this season.
See if I can find a Sexton Olivet score.
Okemos football. Let's see here.
I looked for Okemos. I didn't see anything.
I don't see anything either. Don't see anything either. Well, we'll continue to do the best we can here.
I'm looking for that Olivet Sexton score.
Right. Yeah, what a great win they had last week against Lansing Catholic. That was a surprise. That would not be as big a surprise as Ionia beating Portland.
Yeah.
That would be a major upset.
According to the Olivet Twitter, this was about half an hour ago.
Okay.
They haven't posted since, but it was 0-0 at halftime.
Oh, wow.
But they have posted since, but they have not given any scores.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that maybe it's still 0-0.
Okay. All right. Well, there's our scores. We'll try to keep you updated.
Oh, here we go.
Go.
It just popped up. Olivet just scored. It's 7-0 Olivet leading Sexton in the third quarter. So they just scored.
All right. There you go with that. We'll do our best getting you scores from around the Mid-Michigan area later on in the second half. But we'll take a timeout and come back, get Eric's keys to the second half, and we'll kick it off here from Lynn C. Adams Stadium in the second half. Grand Ledge leading East Lansing 14-10 here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network. Brought to you by Dowding Industries. and the Lansing Sports Commission.
The Game, 7:30 a.m.
Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love, back with you from Lynn C. Adams Stadium on the campus of East Lansing High School. It's Grand Ledge 14, East Lansing 10 in the CAAC Blue opener for both teams. Doc, keys to the second half.
Well, let's start with the home team, the homecoming squad, East Lansing. I think for the Trojans, can't turn the ball over anymore. The last touch, the interception right before the half didn't really count. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything, but
only in the stats it does count.
But they've had issues. They have a blocked field goal, and they have an interception return for touchdown, and it's really those are two of the biggest plays of the ball game so far.
And
if you think about it,
and the onside kick too.
Yeah, they weren't ready for the onside kick, so
completely forgot about that.
Mental mistakes or whatever you want to call it for East Lansing. You can't turn the ball over here in the second half. Grand Ledge, more than likely going to take advantage of it if they do, because they've been able to so far in this ball game. I think taking care of the ball for one thing, and then getting back to Clarizio on the ground. He did have 13 carries in the first half, but
a couple of good runs, but
like 2 good runs, and everything else has been really much bottled up. So you got to think the offensive line's got to step up. I think it was 55, somewhere around there. Let me pull up my stat sheet. Yeah, 55 yards for Clarizio.
Okay, so not bad.
No, not bad, but you hope you want to ride your bell cow, ride the guy that's there, going to pick up the most yards for you on the ground. So I think Clarizio is going to be the biggest key. So that means offensive line. They've got to be able to block for him. For Grand Ledge here in the second half, keep your game plan going. They're going the super hurry-up offense.
Yeah.
Where they want to snap it like as soon as the ball is ready for play. But I think maybe on third down situations, maybe change that a little bit, take your time and kind of set things up, because every time they've gone to third down, they try to quick do that.
Yeah.
It has not worked out for them. They've had to punt the ball away. So, stick with your game plan. If you want to go the hurry up, do that as well. But again, on third down, kind of slow things down and figure it out.
How many rushing yards does Anthony Baker have?
He's got 56 yards unofficially in the first half for me.
Okay.
But I like to see the pass game open things up a little bit more, because East Lansing, Baker has done some good yards, but a lot of it's been on his own. I think I'd like to see the pass game open up a little bit, get some 5, 6, 7 yard gains down the field through the air, and then you can set things up for a play action or a run, a little bit more runs for Anthony Baker. I think the passing game is going to need to open up a little bit more for Grand Ledge in the second half in order for them to be successful.
Well, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3. They won the coin flip at the beginning of the game, or before the game, and deferred to the second half. So they will get the ball to start quarter number 3. Now, when you win the coin flip and defer your decision, you defer your decision. Technically, you could decide to go on defense to start the third quarter.
Yes.
You almost never see that. I have seen a college team do that once. Lose the flip, or win the flip, defer to the second half, and decide to go on defense in the third quarter. I've seen it one time. Which
is odd. You think if you're going to win the coin toss and you're going to defer, you might as well just say, we're going to take the ball right now and go on offense. It's odd. It's not usually it's not a great game plan.
Like I've said, I've only seen that happen once, and I saw it in a college game.
Maybe it was an accident.
That was odd. Could have been.
They didn't realize what they were doing at that point. That happens as well. Sometimes the referee doesn't know what people called. We've seen that in the past in the NFL games. It's been a number of years.
Or if you really want to go old school, go back to the old AFL, where in the 62 or 63 championship game, Houston, the Oilers were playing the then Dallas Texans, now the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City won the coin flip to start overtime, and the captain said, we'll kick to the clock. Gave up possession.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Dallas, now Kansas City, had a good enough defense. They stopped Houston on the first drive of the game, first drive of overtime, ended up winning in overtime, and then won the AFL championship. I think it was 1962. And that was a mistake, by the way, that Dallas, now Kansas City, overcame to win.
Looks like, didn't that happen to the Lions a number of years ago, where they went to overtime and they won the toss with the defense? Marty Morningwig.
Yeah, that was the Marty Morningwig. That was his legacy game. Yeah. That was Chris Claiborne. We'll defend the north goal.
Yeah.
He said that he pointed to the north goal. We'll defend the north goal. Never got the ball.
No.
Of course, this was the old overtime rules
where first team to score wins.
Regardless.
It's over. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Which I wish they would go back to, but that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
70% of the time, both teams got the ball in that setup.
Yeah.
But Jim Nance and others complain and complain and complain. Man, I can see it to an extent because field goal kickers are so good now that all you got to do is get to the 35-yard line, and they're probably going to make the field goal.
More than likely, yes.
So maybe that was the thought process by changing it. But philosophically, you had 60 minutes to stop them. You can't stop them in overtime. You don't deserve to win.
Correct.
I know a lot of people disagree with me on that, and that's okay.
Look at the Lions this past Sunday.
True. A lot of people complaining that the Rams didn't have a chance.
Yeah, well, they couldn't stop the Lions.
Couldn't stop the Lions.
If you can stop David Montgomery, then you deserve to have the ball. But they couldn't stop him.
By the way, you'll hear the Lions right here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN and 94.9 WMMQ, starting with the Lansing Sports Insider Lions Edition tailgate show beginning at 11 o'clock with yours truly and Steve Goff, and then network coverage of the Lions and Buccaneers from Ford Field will hit the air at 12 noon. Lions trying to get to 2-0 on the season.
How come NFL decided they needed to play their playoff teams again for the second time?
Because they know people are going to watch.
Yeah, it's like, you beat the Rams in the playoffs and then you beat the Buccaneers, so how about you do that again to start the season? Like, come on, man. I've never been a fan of this, and I'll after this we can talk about this game. I've never enjoyed the Super Bowl champion being the first game of the next season.
You don't like that?
I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't like that. We just saw them. Why do I want to see them again? If the Lions won, then maybe that would change my mind, but that's because I'm a Lions fan.
That probably what would be.
That would change, but I'm a Lions fan. But nevertheless, I never want to see the Super Bowl champion in the first game. Anyway.
Isaiah Armstrong kicking off, going from right to left across your radio is East Lansing. Going from left to right is Grand Ledge. Here's the kick. It is high, and it is taken inside the 10-yard line. Going to the right, and just absolutely going parallel and taken down at the 10-yard line. That was Zachariah Jones.
Yep.
And not a good job there by Zachariah Jones. Needed to go north-south there instead of east-west.
Good kick coverage by the Trojans. How about that?
Give them credit. Good kick coverage, yes. Absolutely fair to say that.
He ran a lot, but he didn't get much yardage total.
1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line. Brady Williams, the quarterback for Grand Ledge. 4 wide receivers. He's all by himself in the backfield. And now he fakes the handoff, going to take it himself out over the 15, maybe to the 16.
That was a little Wildcat action. That was Preston Bonet.
Really? Oh, wow.
Quarterback.
Well, he has played quarterback before, Doc.
Yep, they changed
because
things
of
up
injuries.
a little bit. Yes.
And he's back there now. 5 wide receivers now. Bonet fakes the handoff again. Going to take it himself again. Not much of a gain. They say he fumbled, and he did. Fumble by Preston Bonet, and East Lansing takes over at the Grand Ledge 17-yard line. First big play of the half, advantage East Lansing.
Grand Ledge changes strategy completely coming out in the second half. Instead of, traditional hand the ball off to the the running back and go, they go a little Wildcat option offense, and it didn't work out so well. 1st
and 10 from the Grand Ledge 17. East Lansing trying to pounce on a turnover. Had a chance to do it in the first half and didn't do it. Ended up with a blocked field goal. 11:23 to go, third quarter. Here comes East Lansing. Ben Fletcher under center. Jace Clarizio behind him. Man goes in motion. That's B.J. Wyndham. Handoff, Clarizio. Comes to the right. To the 15. And pushed out of bounds at the 13. That's Preston Bonet. Good pursuit by Preston Bonet, preventing that from being a really long game.
Yeah, counter play. Everyone looks like they're going left. He comes back to the right, and pursuit by Bonet kept it to a 5-yard gain. Because there was plenty of green grass out there in front of Clarizio.
And we got a whistle here, and a man down. Is that Clarizio?
Looks like cramping. Yep.
And I think it is Clarizio.
It is, yep, because Duarte Sams Jr. just entered into the huddle on the sideline.
11:04 to go, third quarter. Grand Ledge leading East Lansing 14-10. East Lansing trying to cash in a Preston Bonet fumble. Probably the only thing he's done wrong tonight.
Absolutely.
Been the player of the game for GL.
An interception return for touchdown, a touchdown reception, and he's been in on a lot of tackles as well defensively.
Including the last one.
Yes. Yeah, Sam's getting stretched out there. Been warm. It's been a warm week again.
Warm week again. Hey, not what we're complaining.
I'm complaining. I like it
Why
when
are
it's
you
chilly. I
complaining?
like it chilly. I want the high to be 60. That's what I like it. It's football season, Brock. I want cool weather.
You'll get it.
Well, I want it now. I'm like Veruca Salt from Willy Wonka. I want it, and I want it now.
There you go. 2nd down and 5 from the 12. Duarte Sam's behind Ben Fletcher. Excuse me. Man in motion. Pitch out. Sam's to the 15, down to the 12, to the 10, inside the 10, maybe to the 8. I think it's going to be 3rd and short. Baker on the stop. Yep, to the 8-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. 2 downs to make 1 yard, Doc?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sorry, I was checking out Clarizio. He's on the sideline getting some refreshment to try and get himself back on the field.
Fletcher under center. Sam's the running back. Handoff. Sam's gets inside. I think he's going to have a 1st down. He gets to the 5-yard line, no further, but that's a 1st down.
Yep.
Not great blocking, but good enough. Only needed 1 and got 3.
They ran left tackle for that play.
This is where, if you're East Lansing, you're happy that you've got a backup as good as Duarte Sams.
Yeah.
Duarte Sams Jr.
Then Grand Ledge, they toughened up a couple of times in the first half.
They did.
And they do it again here in the 3rd quarter.
Fletcher in the shotgun. Sam's next to him. 4 wide receivers. Handoff Sam's up the middle. He's get down close to the 2, maybe 3, maybe the 2. Number 7, Mason Myers was in on the stop.
Gabe Lopez, too. He was the first man there for the Comets to keep him out of the end zone.
Gets down to the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2.
Want to get 2 yards on that?
3.
3, excuse me.
2nd down and goal from the 2. 9:21 and counting. 3rd quarter. East Lansing looking to take the lead. Fletcher under center. Whistle. Flag.
Yeah, the tight end on the right side, their strong side over there to the right. He was going on 1, and the count was on 2.
3rd penalty for East Lansing for 30 yards. Be 2nd down and goal from the 7.
Look, they ran that play in the first half where they had the extra fullback in there, and it looked like they were going to do that again on that play.
Here we go. And now we got another whistle. What do we have now? Timeout East Lansing. Here we go. First timeout of the 2nd half. 8:46 to go. 3rd quarter. We'll keep it right here, Doc.
East Lansing's had to burn some timeouts in situations they probably didn't want to.
That's right.
This being one of them. Potentially, at least. Maybe there was an issue that they were having. They saw some not lined up properly.
8:46 to go. We'll see if that timeout affects them later on.
Tight ball game, Brock. You always want to have those timeouts in a tight ball game.
Minimum 2 timeouts going into the last, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, high school game, 6 minutes, I would say. 8:46 to go, 3rd quarter. 14-10. Grand Ledge over East Lansing. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 7.
We got another CAAC Blue game. 10:47 left in the 3rd. DeWitt 48, Waverly 6.
So DeWitt's can very likely, almost certainly, go to 3-0 on the season. Man, what a potent offense. And they're here at East Lansing in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Halftime, Mason 20, Williamston 13. Williamston scored just before the half.
Okay. Duarte Sams still the running back in the game. Ben Fletcher under center. Handoff, Sams, right side. He's got an opening to the 5, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 2.
Uh-oh.
And a late flag, and now we got some talk, probably some talking here, and we got flags.
Nice hit by the Comets to keep Sams out of the end zone, but then extracurricular activities afterwards.
Could be offsetting.
Potentially.
It was after the play. Officials are going to talk about it here. 8:38 to go. Third quarter. 14-10, Grand Ledge. We await the signal. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on both teams.
Yep.
They
No,
offset, but it's after the play. So the down counts, and it'll be third down.
Where you get to the 2?
We're going to wait and see here. Yep, it's third down from the 2.
Okay. And I think this is more 4-down territory again. You don't punch it in here.
Barring a loss,
Yeah.
yeah. If it's any kind of loss, then you kick a field goal. I mean, significant loss.
Correct.
Jace Clarizio back in the game. Ben Fletcher under center. 2 wide receivers to the right, a wing on the left. Fletcher, hands. Clarizio. Touchdown. He just squirmed his way into the end zone from 2 yards out, and East Lansing's got the lead.
He tried to bounce to the outside, and it looked like he was going to try and go outside. A Comet defender came in to try and slow him down. He cut back to the inside, and that gave him a little bit of a seam to get into the end zone.
2 yards out, Jace Clarizio. And it's 16-14, East Lansing. Isaiah Armstrong, left-footed kicker. Snap good, placement down, kick low, but it's good. Just inside the left or the right upright. And with 8:33 to go in the third quarter, it's East Lansing 17, Grand Ledge 14. 30 seconds and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network.
The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Palmbos and Erik Doc Love here at Lynn C. Adams Stadium. Not quite a sellout, but pretty close, Doc. Real good crowd here tonight. On a warm night here in September. 8:33 to go, third quarter. East Lansing up 17-14. On a Jace Clarizio 2-yard touchdown run, cashing in a Preston Bonet fumble.
And another short field. This time they were actually able to punch it in.
Here's the kick. It's a squib kick taken by Grand Ledge at their own 33 and gets down to the 38-yard line.
That's a win for the Comets. He'll take that.
It looks like 34. Alex White was kicking off there.
Not the traditional kicker for East Lansing.
And I see a number 32 out there for East Lansing, and I don't see a 32 on my roster. Here we go. Grand Ledge with it. Anthony Baker gets the handoff. Not much there. Taken down. Not much of a gain.
Gain of 1. Does he go back to the hurry-up?
Isaiah McCrary-Sams in on the tackle. Back to the hurry-up. Pistol formation. Brady Williams. Handoff Baker. Out over the 40 to the 42. And it's going to be third down and about 5. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Brady Williams. Whistle. Flag. False start.
Yep, they left early. Or started early, excuse me.
Penalty flag. Indication is illegal procedure against Grand Ledge.
6 penalties for 45 yards on Grand Ledge. 3 penalties for 30 yards for East Lansing. And it's going to be third and long. Brady Williams in the pistol. Anthony Baker behind him. 3 wide receivers. And now Baker throws high, deep, incomplete. Preston Bonet was there, as was Daryl Jeter, and he knocked it away, and it's an incomplete pass, and it's 4th and punt time for Grand Ledge, and we got a GL player down.
It's one of the linemen.
7:34 to go in the third quarter.
The pass was a little bit
underthrown,
yeah. Bonet had beaten his defender, but the ball kind of hung up in the air, and it was had too much height on it.
Working on his left leg.
I'm trying to see what it is, but I can't see the number.
Yep, I'm not going to speculate here.
It's number 57. Henry Millbrook, a senior.
Senior lineman.
He's up.
He's limping a little bit here.
A little bit of help.
Certainly hope he's all right. So now Grand Ledge is going to punt the ball away.
That was one of the concerns coming into the season for Coach Joe Pry was offensive line. They had a lot of guys that had graduated last year.
Who's back there to punt? That's Terranova. Nick Terranova again. Kicks it away. Decent kick. Taken at the 36 by B.J. Wyndham. 40. Taken down.
Ball's out.
Ball is out, and it's fallen on, and we're going to wait and see who's got it. East Lansing falls on it.
Number 21, Baylor Shansky.
Baylor Shansky, nice job being alert. Keeps the possession for East Lansing. They get the ball at their own 43-yard line.
It had gotten stripped away. I think it was Gabe Lopez, number 15, who was out there trying to make the tackle. He ripped the ball out of the hands, and it bounced around. But Shansky with the big play for the Trojans to keep the possession.
7:23 to go, third quarter. Could have been a huge play there. Grand Ledge had opportunities to recover that fumble by B.J. Wyndham. Ball was stripped out.
Mm-hmm.
Jace Clarizio behind Ben Fletcher. 3 wide receivers. Dropping to throw is Fletcher. Throws it, incomplete. He just threw it right at the feet of Daryl Jeter.
I think there was a stop and go, or at least that the receiver, Jeter, thought it was a stop and go play, and Fletcher thought it was a little, 6-yard comeback route.
Yep. Little miscommunication here. Or maybe just poor execution.
Yeah, something happened between the quarterback and wide receiver.
He did throw it at the feet of the receiver, so no intentional grounding. 7:19 to go, third quarter. 17-14 East Lansing. Their second possession here of this third quarter. They scored on the last one. Here we go. Fletcher, hands off. Clarizio to the right. 45. Taken down at the 46. A little bit of a gain there, a gain of 3.
Good pursuit by the Comets defensively.
Myers and Bonet. Oh, not a good mark to the 45. Only a gain of 2. 3rd and 8. Play clock at 20. East Lansing got the lead, and they can take their time. 6:40 to go, third quarter. Fletcher in the gun. 3rd and 8. Key play here. Now a handoff. That's Clarizio up the middle. Into Grand Ledge territory. Still going. 40, 35, 30. Taken down out of bounds. And a late flag. And a late flag, folks. Oh, boy. Grand Ledge not happy with that one. Maybe unnecessary roughness, I'm guessing, Doc?
Possibly.
It was a first down. We're going to wait for the official call.
I'm trying to figure out where he ran out of bounds. It was a delayed draw play, and the Comets defensively were not ready for it.
Personal foul on Grand Ledge. That's the 7th penalty for Grand Ledge for 60 yards, and it drops them back to their own 14-yard line, which is where East Lansing will put the ball in play, the Grand Ledge 14. Unnecessary, that's what it was, unnecessary roughness, they felt. 6:22 to go, third quarter. nonetheless, a big run for Clarizio. It was a first down anyway.
Yes, it was a delayed draw play up the middle, and he was able to bounce it to the outside. And speed, man, he's got that speed.
Fletcher in the pistol. Clarizio behind him. Handoff. Clarizio up the middle. Squirts through. Still going. Touchdown.
Wow. I don't know how he got through that, but he did for his second touchdown of this quarter.
Man.
I thought for sure the Comets had him bottled up. There were a lot of guys in the area. He's able to kind of squirt through the middle, get through a tackle, and get into the end zone.
NEL is up 23-14. Isaiah Armstrong going to kick the extra point. Snap is good. Placement down. Kick on the way. Kick is good. And so it's 6:16 to go in the third quarter. It's East Lansing 24. Grand Ledge 14. Grand Ledge had the ball to start the quarter, up 14-10. Turnover, and then a punt.
East Lansing has scored on both of their possessions.
See if Grand Ledge maybe slows the game down a little bit.
I don't know if that's their game plan, but you're right, it might need to.
And I tell you what, recovering that fumble
could have changed things. Yeah.
Could have changed things right there. B.J. Wyndham fumbled the punt return, but it was recovered by number 21, Baylor Shansky. One of the big plays of the game. Both teams have committed 2 turnovers tonight. And now that timeout that East Lansing called doesn't matter as much.
Nope.
You're ahead in the game. And now it looks like number 32 for East Lansing. And I don't see a number 32 on my roster.
Of course not.
Here's the kick. High and deep. Taken at the 13. Out to the 20. The 25. And that's about it. Zachariah Jones on the return. And Grand Ledge will get it at their own 25, at close to the 30-yard line.
26.
They will mark it at the 26 with 6:10 to go, third quarter. You would think any kind of points here for GL.
Yes.
A field goal is acceptable.
An extended drive would be nice for them.
There you go. That's even better. Brady Williams. Handoff. Anthony Baker. Not much there. Gets out to the 28, maybe the 29.
Luckett on the stop for East Lansing. Gain of 2.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Under 6 minutes to go in the quarter. Handoff again. Baker finds a little room. 35, 40, 44-yard line taken down there. Jalen Gillespie Lane on the tackle, number 11. And it's 1st and 10 from the 39. Baker again to the 40 and not much more than that. There, I think they're going to give him 2. We'll see. They do give him 2 out to the 41-yard line. So 2nd and 8. 5:24 and counting in the third quarter. Williams throws it out to the right, and it's incomplete.
Yep. Led the receiver a little too much.
Good play design, Doc, but poor execution. And it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, he comes in motion to the outside.
That was Baker out there.
Yeah, looking for the flat, and the quarterback Williams just kind of led him a little bit too much.
Third and 8 from the 41. Williams. Handoff. Baker. 45. He's going to be in East Lansing territory. He's got a first down. Taken down inside the 45 to the 42, it looks like. Big gain there on 3rd and 8.
17 yards on the ground.
Huge first down for Grand Ledge.
They needed to keep that drive alive, and they did.
Baker comes out for one play. 5:05 and counting, third quarter. Williams fakes the handoff, throws out to the right. Preston Bonet, catch, close to a first down. Low throw, he goes to the ground to get it. It'll be 2nd down and 1 to the 33-yard line. Grand Legend, the hyper hurry up here. Handoff, first down, inside the 30, inside the 25.
Mason Myers.
Mason Myers, his first carry of the game. 1st and 10. 4:39 to go, third quarter. Gain of 9. Down to the 24. 1st and 10 from the 24. Williams hands off again to Myers. Goes to the left to the 21-yard line, maybe. Taken down there after a gain of 3. 2nd down and 6. 2nd down and 6, they say. It's really 7. They got 3. Looking. That's Myers again inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Baker's going to come in on the next play. Good series there for Mason Myers. It'll be 3rd down and 3, and we got an East Lansing player down. 4:01 to go in the third quarter. 24-14. East Lansing. But Grand Ledge is driving.
Yeah,
all right, well.
I'm trying to see who it is, but they're laying on their back. I can't quite at this angle.
2 downs to make 3 yards here, Doc?
Yes, absolutely.
We'll have post-game stats and analysis this week in high school sports, plus scores from around the area for week 3 of the high school football season.
I saw Fowlerville had tied it up with St. John's. It was 14-14 in the third.
Here we go, waiting to see. Player is still down.
Checking out one of the legs.
That's number 9. And that's the kicker, Isaiah Armstrong.
Okay. Does play defense as well.
And does that affect them the rest of the game?
Possibly.
Well, they had number 32, the mystery player, kicking off.
Yep.
So maybe he's the backup kicker. .401 to go, third quarter.
We got an update for you, Brock. 2:04 left in the third. Portland 21, Ionia 21. So Portland has come storming back. They were down, what, 21-6?
6, 21-7.
I was 21-6.
Okay. Nice comeback by them. 3rd and 3 from the East Lansing 18. Pistol formation. Brady Williams. Handoff. Phil fakes the handoff. Throws it deep. He's got a man there. Caught. Touchdown. Preston Bonet. Ball was underthrown, Doc. Brady Williams, though, to Preston Bonet. Nice adjustment by Bonet.
And all the defenders bid on that play action.
18-yard touchdown. And it's 24-20. 3:54 to go. Caleb Aldrich on for the extra point. Snap, good. Placement down. Kick is up. Inside the left upright and good. And so, it's now East Lansing 24. Grand Ledge 21. 3:54 to go in the third quarter. We'll keep it right here and tell you about more of our great sponsors. Jeff and Chris Metz, Doubting Industries, always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at doubtingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. And by Megan Zemer and her great staff at the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find details at lansingsports.org. Easily the best game that we've covered this year, Doc.
Well, only week 3, right?
It is early, but have had 2, blowout win last week for DeWitt.
Yes.
And pretty competitive game for 3 quarters between Mason and Holt.
Yes.
By the way, this Grand Ledge team plays Holt next week for the Jack Trophy, the Jack Rarick Memorial Trophy. East Lansing, by the way, is at Okemos next week. Congratulations, by the way, to F.A. Scott of Mockport and the Okemos Wolves, breaking that 41-game losing streak, winning 35-0 over Clio last week. Here's the kick, and it's a squib kick up the middle, taken at the 30-yard line, out over the 35, and crunched down is number 32, the mystery player, at the 36, 37-yard line. And number 32 is down. Clean tackle, Doc. Did not lead with the helmet, just crunched him. Now both guys are down.
And I was trying to hear who it was, number 32, but I couldn't hear it. The crowd was too loud, and I missed who number 32 is.
And both guys are down.
It was quite a hit.
3:50 to go, third quarter.
For Grand Ledge, it's number 21. Lavelle Jones Simpson.
A junior.
And again, I don't know who 32 was.
Yep.
I could not hear the announcement.
Nope. $3:50 left in the third quarter. Looks like Simpson's getting up.
That's Jones Simpson, the apostrophe.
Jones Simpson, thank you. Yes. The
Jesse Goldberg-Strassler would
the
be.
The hyphenated name, yes.
Yeah, Jesse Goldberg-Strassler would prefer you to hyphenate that.
Yeah. Well, he said, Jesse told me, he said on the air many times, he has a soft spot for players and people who have hyphenated names.
Still waiting on
Jones Simpson now on the side. He's
still waiting for number 32 for East Lansing. I don't know if they're going to bring the card out or not. I saw somebody look to the north side. There is an ambulance to the north side.
Yep.
Just outside the stadium. I saw someone look over in that direction, but I don't know.
He got crunched pretty hard.
Yeah.
Again, not a dirty play. It was
Nope.
football play.
Just a clean hit, yeah.
Yep.
The athletic staff is, the training staff is looking at him now, trying to determine. I think it's Nikki Norris, athletic director.
The athletic director is out there.
Yep. And she's walking over the north end zone.
Yep. They're going to have to come get the ambulance. Well, we certainly hope number 32 is all right, and that this is just a precautionary move.
Correct.
Could be a concussion.
It's better safe than sorry, as they say.
Let's hope that's all it is.
Yep.
Man. As we get close to the 9 o'clock hour, I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station. Excuse me.
Coach Farraco out there checking on his player.
Yep. And here comes the ambulance here. This is a scary part of football, Doc.
Yep.
You don't want to see this.
Well,
You realize injuries are a part of the game, but you certainly hope number 32. Now one of the Grand Ledge trainers is coming out there too.
Well, we saw it last night. If anybody watched the NFL game between the Bills and the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa with another concussion.
Oh man!
And there were
that's three that we know of in the during his NFL career.
It's probably four.
He had one when he was at Alabama, right?
Yeah, it's probably four at least in the NFL, and then maybe five in total between the two. They're just going to bring the stretcher out. They're actually going to bring the ambulance out onto the field.
Let's hope this is just precautionary.
Yep. But former NFL players were commenting today that I read that they were telling Tua to retire. And I've had that same thought process myself. There's been too many CTE issues.
You've seen his his hands. They get all contorted and everything. And I'm just like, whoa. I know you just signed a huge contract extension.
Clearly, his body can't handle it, and his brain especially can't handle it. You hate to see those kind of situations, but You got to think about your health, man. Like,
well, he's not going to be playing for the foreseeable future, you wouldn't think.
He's not, but still, you hate to see him try and give it a go again.
Because the guys in the NFL, bigger, faster,
yes,
stronger.
Yes, yep.
They are freaks of nature in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean that negatively.
Nope.
They're just so big, so fast. And now all of Grand Ledge players are taking a knee here. They know that's... And I see a few of them even praying down there. Certainly don't want to see this. Yep, the stretcher is out. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN. East Lansing leading Grand Ledge 24-21 with 3:50 to go in the third quarter.
WVFN.
Palmbos and Erik back here at Lynn C Stadium. East Lansing's number 32 still on the field at his own 36-yard line. That's a mystery player. We don't know who number 32 is.
No.
They're getting the board out.
I saw them pull the neck brace out and get ready for that. We have a final in the blue. DeWitt 62, Waverly 6.
DeWitt now 3-0 on the season.
End of the third, Saranac 47, Dansville 6. Sorry, Brock.
DeWitt plays that Hurricane West Virginia school next week at home, and then they're right back here at East Lansing in week number 5. One of the games we are looking at seriously for week 5.
Fourth quarter, Charlotte 21, Lansing Catholic 14.
Both those teams 1-1 on the season. Portland and Ionia are playing for the league lead right now. They're both 1-0 in league play, 2-0 overall. As a tie game, 21-all.
Olivet defeated Sexton 7-0.
Coming off a great win over Lansing Catholic last week, and now they're 1-2 on the season. Olivet, that's a big win for them. Olivet now 2-1 on the season, 1-1 in league play. And let's see here. The board is out. We're just waiting to... Man, this has been an extended delay. Oh, boy. Man.
You're hoping, again, it's precautionary measures.
Exactly. Because we've seen long delays like this before, Doc, and it's just been, just a severe concussion and just taking all precautions necessary. They're not moving him at all right now. Again, 3:50 to go here in the third quarter.
8:40 left in the third in this one. Leslie 49, Vandercook Lake 12.
So they're going to move to 3-0 on the season. Man. Who'd have thunk Leslie would be 3-0 on the season?
Yeah.
They play an out-of-area schedule playing in the Cascades, but they're still in the Lansing area. And the Cranmore kid, Joel Cranmore, sophomore, throwing for just a ton of yards so far this season and putting up points.
Early fourth, Portland 27, Ionia 21.
I had a feeling they were going to come back.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe Ionia's better than we thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, officials are huddled out by midfield. And this extended break. Again, it was not a dirty hit on the punt return at all. Just a hard football hit.
A squib kick taken by one of the up guys.
Yeah. Man. Now they've got the board on the ground. Well, they were going to do it. We're just waiting and hoping for the best. 3:50 to go, third quarter. East Lansing has 2 timeouts left. Grand Ledge has all 3. It's 24-21. East Lansing will get the ball coming up at their own 36 once play resumes. You see East Lansing Athletic Director Nikki Norris out there, and man.
They're rolling him over to put the backboard under him right now.
They will take him to a local hospital, probably Sparrow Hospital, I would think.
More than likely that, or McLaren, one of the two.
Well, one of the two. Yeah, well, whichever's closer. Taking their time. Yep, they do. They have him rolled over now. Just hate to see this. Don't know. We'll try to get whoever number 32 is before we get off the air. That's, again, number 32 for East Lansing, not on our roster that was provided to us.
Yep.
Tough for the players to come back after this.
I see that some of the assistant coaches are over there for East Lansing.
Trying to rally their players.
Yep. The board is now underneath him.
Yep.
They've taken the neck brace off. They put it on to roll him, and then they're taking it off, apparently, because I see Nikki Norris is holding it right now.
Yeah, you got the binoculars on. You got a better view than I do.
Yeah. And the paramedics are getting the straps ready to strap him down to the board.
Strap him down.
Well, taking the neck brace off is a positive note, to say the least, because that means that they don't think there's a neck injury. That maybe you're right. Maybe it is a concussion of some sort.
It's just a concussion, and they're just taking all the precautions. But man. About as long of a break that I've seen in a number of years.
He is moving around. The East Lansing player is. I've seen him moving his hands and feet and stuff. So.
Okay. Well, again, you've got the binoculars. I don't. So if he's got movement in his extremities, then then that's a very good sign.
Correct.
Now they're picking up the board here, waiting for him to get strapped in. They'll take him out of here. It's been, 15, 20-minute delay?
At least, yeah.
It's going to be, when we restart, it's going to be 1st and 10 for East Lansing on their own 36. They're going from right to left here in this third quarter. Yes, there's 3:50 to go in the third quarter, and it's 9:08 in the evening. This game probably going to go towards 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Later than that.
End of third, Leslie 55, Vandercook Lake 12.
Yeah, they'll be 3-0. Man.
According to Brian Calloway, James Blue is the East Lansing injured player. James Blue.
Let me look and see if I see
there
him.
Is. He's 22 on the roster that they sent us, so he's 32 instead of 22.
According to Brian Calloway.
Yes.
Well, he's down there. He's down there close on the field. Not on the field, but
he's close to it,
he's close to it. Thank you, Brian.
Yes.
So there you go.
7:49 left. Mason 27, Williamston 20.
Boy.
A dogfight in the red. Literally, too, with the Bulldogs.
Against the
unintentionally,
Hornets.
yes.
Right. So according to Brian Calloway, number 32 is James Blue. He's a junior on this team.
Yep.
Yeah. And again, he was just returning a punt.
Yep, a squib kick.
And
Grand Ledge had just scored.
Yeah,
they got the extra point, and they were kicking off.
That's right.
It was a squibber. He was one of the up men.
And he got crunched cleanly, vicious but clean.
Hit from Lavelle Jones Simpson.
And he was hurt on the play too.
Yep, he got up after a minute or two. and walked off to a little assistance to the other side, to this side, the closest to us, the Grand Ledge Comets sideline.
And they're getting the stretcher ready now, lowering the stretcher now. They're going to pick him up here. They're not going to pick him up and put him on the stretcher until they're absolutely sure that they can.
I'm a little surprised they didn't bring the whole ambulance out, aren't you? Or at least to the track. Maybe they, I don't know. Because now they're going to wheel him all the way over there.
Yep. And now they're picking him up, and now you're going to hear applause. Many of the Grand Ledge students and many of the Grand Ledge fans that you hear underneath us through our microphones standing and applauding James Blue. He is on the stretcher now. And they're going to wheel him off here. Now they're raising the stretcher here.
And this is East Lansing Fire, by the way.
Yep, okay. Yep.
These are the paramedics that are helping the player as they escort him off.
I'm going to applaud myself. You hear me clapping. And again, let's just hope this is taking all precautions necessary, and you hope that it's just a concussion in quotation marks.
Correct.
But you said you had the binos on him, and you said that you could see movement with his hands.
Yep. I saw he had gloves on. He was moving his hands.
Okay. Let's hope that's the case.
Correct. Now we got to go back to a football game.
Yeah. Now, let's see. Are the officials going to allow them to stretch a little bit?
Yep.
Yeah, they are. They're going to allow them to. Yep.
A little light jogging, a little extra stretching here. I know Grand Ledge, some of the guys here on this sideline were doing some stretching during that, but now they're allowing both teams to actually get on the field and stretch things out. Some of the refs are actually doing some stretches.
And the officials have the discretion in instances like this to allow the players and themselves to do that.
And me too. I'm going to stand up myself.
Okay.
So stretch it out. Since we're now over 2 hours into this ball game.
This started at like 6:56.
Yeah.
It started a little bit early. And here we are at 9:12, still in the third quarter. 24-21, East Lansing is leading. 3:50 to go in the third quarter. East Lansing will have the ball at their own 36, going from right to left.
Fourth quarter, Lansing Catholic and Charlotte tied at 21 apiece.
Oh, man.
Lansing Catholic got an interception and tied the ball game up.
They'll give him what, 3 minutes?
If that, maybe, yeah.
Real good crowd tonight here. Not quite a sellout, but
both
pretty
sides,
good crowd.
Yeah, both sides well represented. That's for sure. Home side for East Lansing was nearly packed, and then this side for Grand Ledge was pretty close too. The student sections, obviously, for both sides are jammed.
So when we get restarted, which will be here in a couple of minutes here, it will be East Lansing 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line.
As we get a little brick house action here.
Yes. Trying to lighten the mood a little bit. I admire the attempt.
Hey, it'll get funky out here, man. Give me some George Clinton P-Funk, too. Throw it in there, too, if you got it, man.
Or Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah, there you go.
Killer bass line.
Yeah.
One of the best ever. No, we will not sing along to the Commodores, but, you know. But you can if you can hear Brick House through our microphones.
She's a brick house. All right, here we go.
All right, and here we go.
Grand Ledge defense is out there ready to go.
There we go. About a 20, 25-minute delay. Man. East Lansing huddling one more time around head coach Bill Farraco.
Play clock has started.
Down to 15 on the play clock. We have visible play clocks here at East Lansing High School. Something that's new this year. Fletcher in the shotgun. Dropping to throw. Now an inside handoff. That's Clarizio. Out over the 40. 45. Pushed out of bounds just before the marker. I don't think he'll have a first down, but it'll be close.
Yeah,
It'll be second down. It'll be second down in about 1.
Yeah, give him 9 on that one. Another delayed draw. That's how they scored the touchdown on their last drive, was that delayed draw.
.342 to go. Fletcher under center. Clarizio, the only back behind him. Handoff. Clarizio. And he gets away from everybody. There's a flag down. He's into Grand Ledge territory, but I got a feeling this is coming back.
Yeah, this is a tackle in the backfield. For Grand Ledge, number 68. Was that Logan Cadwell, the defensive lineman, got taken down by one of the offensive linemen for East Lansing.
4 penalties for 40 yards now for East Lansing. Grand Ledge 7 penalties for 60 yards. 3:35 to go. It's going to be second down and a lot.
Well, what, second 11?
Second 11. Okay, well, not as much as I thought.
Because they only needed a 1, so.
Ball back at their own 35-yard line. Here we go. Fletcher under center. Clock running. Dropping to throw. Throws it out to the right. It's caught. Owen Fortman, and he's close to a first down. Doesn't quite get it. And now he's hurt. Owen Fortman, number 7. Says on our roster Owen Fletcher, but we've been corrected. Owen Fortman. He's down right now. It'll be third down and about 2 from their own 44. 3:05 to go, third quarter.
Fortman rolling around, took his helmet off. I wonder if maybe wind knocked out of him or something.
I hope that's all it is. It's going to be third and short, third and about 1 or 2. Looks like 2.
Yeah, 2.
Says 3 on the scoreboard.
It's the 20th pass attempt for Ben Fletcher.
Fortman will go out of the game here.
12 for 20 so far in this ball game for Fletcher. Does have 2 picks.
One was a pick 6.
Yep.
Both teams 2 turnovers tonight. And yeah, Fortman's still down. He is sitting up, it looks like.
Yes, he is. Well, I think they're looking at a leg.
Man.
That's not good.
No, it's not. He's trying to get up. Now we got the East Lansing Fire leaving with James Blue, the East Lansing player. And they'll take him to a local medical facility. Hoping for the best with him.
Yes. Fortman is up now. And he has still has his helmet off. Trying to walk it off, whatever it may be.
Yep. So now it's 3rd and 2 for East Lansing at their own 44. East Lansing, or the Grand Ledge coaches, telling the coaches, watch the ball, watch the ball. Yeah? Make sure you don't jump offside.
Yep.
Play clock is going. We're down under 15 seconds on the play clock. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And now it looks like a Wildcat situation. Ben Fletcher out to the right.
Yep.
Here's Clarizio himself. First down, right side. Gets out of bounds. First down, East Lansing. First time we've seen that from EL.
Yeah, the 49.
49-yard line of the Trojans, where it'll be 1st and 10. East Lansing.
Needed 2, got 5 to their own 49.
So they switched things up with a little Wildcat option area, and then now Fletcher comes back out.
2:40 to go. Third quarter. Yes, it's 9:21 and it's still the third quarter. Fletcher under center. Dropping to throw. Throws it high. Throws it deep for Wyndham. He's got it.
What?
We're going to wait and see.
I think it's
Let's
intercepted.
hold off.
It might
Nope,
be-
they say it's East Lansing. B.J. Wyndham came down with it. Dual possession
Yeah.
at the 20-yard line.
Dual possession goes to the offensive player.
He had the ball, and he had the ball coming up, Doc. This is
Yeah.
the right call. Big play there for EL. 2:32 to go, third quarter.
31 yards.
Ball at the
32.
19. Yeah, ball at the 19-yard line.
Dual possession. Wyndham went up and got it over the defender. The defender had a piece of it himself when they both came down, but it goes to Wyndham.
Fletcher under center. Handoff. Clarizio right side. Not much there. Maybe one. Nice job. Preston Bonet was in there. No gain.
Nope.
2:06, 2:05 to go. Third quarter. East Lansing up 24-21. Down to 1:50 to go, third quarter. Fletcher under center. Clarizio behind him. Handoff Clarizio to the right. He's got some room out there, but he's stopped at the 16-yard line. Nice tackle by Grand Ledge. It's on the far side of the field. Couldn't quite tell who it was. But it's going to be third down and long. Give him 3 to the 16. 1:20 to go, third quarter.
I think if you're East Lansing, if you don't get close enough for a short, maybe 4th and 1 or something like that, I think you kick the field goal.
But remember, their kicker, Isaiah Armstrong, got hurt.
That's true.
We'll see what happens on this play here. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 8. One wide receiver left, one left, wingman on the right. Fletcher throwing it deep into the end zone. Incomplete. Flag. And we're going to wait and see on the flag. Because there was contact both ways, Doc. This could be offense. We're going to wait and see.
Owen Fortman was the intended receiver, so it's nice to see he was is back out there.
With 48 seconds to go in the third quarter. If it's on Grand Ledge, then it'll be 1st and goal. Would be half the distance from the 16.
It is pass interference.
Automatic first down. So they'll put the ball on the 8-yard line, it looks like. Yep. 8 penalties for 68 yards, Doc. Been a factor in this game.
They have, especially recently.
48 seconds to go in the third quarter. So it'll either be the last play or the next to last play here in this third quarter. Handoff, Clarizio right side. Gets down to the 5, maybe the 4. He's put down there. They'll mark him down at the 5. And now we got a whistle and an official's timeout, and another guy's hurt.
I think it's Clarizio again.
I mean, he had to leave the game here. He had to leave the game here earlier in this contest. What, in the first half, right?
Yeah, he had cramp issues. This is Clarizio again, but
he's had injury issues throughout his career. Will be second down and goal with 36 seconds to go in the third quarter.
both teams have had guys down on the field in this game multiple times. It's been a rugged game. It's
a rough game, yeah.
Both teams have been hitting hard. This might be another one of those, we hate to speculate type things, but maybe the way he's moving, that's wind knocked out of him. Because at Fortman, it looked like the same thing. He was just in the previous play, and the pass interference was
right
when he drew that. Because they're not really doing anything to Clarizio.
Gonna try to help him up here. It will be second and goal from the 5 once we get restarted. And if you're Bill Farraco, you're fortunate you have a very capable backup in Duarte Sams Jr. He's already scored a touchdown in this game. Now he's sitting up right now, and now he's going to get up. That's good to see.
Yep.
And he's walking off under his own power. That's really good to see. He will have to come out for one play. And they will have to run one play because the play clock's at 25 and the game clock's at 36.
Final, Mason 34, Williamston 20.
Big win for Mason. 2-1 on the season. Williamston 0-3.
Yep. Final, Leslie 62, Vandercook Lake 12.
Man.
PW 57, Langsburg nothing.
PW going to go to 3-0 on the season. All right, under 30 seconds to go here in the quarter. Ben Fletcher under center. Sam's the running back, fakes the running back. He's going to take it himself. If he's going to get to the corner, does he get there? He does. Touchdown East Lansing, Ben Fletcher on a bootleg.
Tricked everybody on the defense.
And it's 30-21 East Lansing.
Totally fooled the Grand Ledge defense. Everybody started rolling to the right.
And Isaiah Armstrong's back in the game. He had to leave the game due to an injury. But must be good enough to kick. Here's the kick.
Flags.
And we got a whistle and a flag. Offside on Grand Ledge. So they'll move it. They'll move it to the 1.5 yard line. Do they go for 2 here? I wouldn't go for 2 here.
No. Because you need, going up 11 doesn't really do anything much more than going up by 10.
Nope, and they're going to take the penalty on the game. It's going to be an 18-yard extra point here, about as short as it can possibly be. Snap good. Placement down. It's a low kick, but good, just inside the right upright.
Extra point is good, and with 19 seconds remaining.
And it's now 31-21 East Lansing.
Well, it took a long time to get things going, but they got back in the end zone.
Now let's see what Grand Ledge can do here. They've got all 3 timeouts and plenty of time. We got a full quarter to go. And yes, it's 9:29, and we're still in the third quarter because of a lengthy injury. James Blue, a junior on the East Lansing squad, had to be carted off due to an injury. We just hope for the best with him.
Mm-hmm.
You did see that he was moving his fingers and hands.
Yes.
So let's hope it's a minor injury and we just take
precautionary
all the
measures.
precautions.
Yes.
Yep. 19 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Isaiah Armstrong back out there to kick off. James Blue did kick at least one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Here's the kick. High and taken by Zechariah Jones at the 5. To the 10. To the 15. Trying to get outside. Taken down at the 25. With 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Owen Fortman took him down. And this will probably be the last play of the third quarter. 1st and 10, Grand Ledge at their own 25. And now here's a handoff. Anthony Baker out over the 30-yard line to the 31. That's the last play of the quarter. We've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. It is East Lansing 31, Grand Ledge 21. 30-second break and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Dowding Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission.
Lansing Sports Leader, the game, 7:30 a.m.
Brock Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love back with you at Lynn C Stadium. East Lansing leading Grand Ledge 31-21 as we start the fourth quarter. East Lansing outscored Grand Ledge 21-7 there in the third quarter. 12 minutes are on the clock. And we get ready to go. Blake Williams, the quarterback, in the pistol formation. It's second down. Handoff, Anthony Baker. Oh, caught behind the line of scrimmage and absolutely snowed under there. 99, Anthony Green and company. Take him down, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Did they lose some yardage?
They did.
Lost 1. Oh, loss of 3, excuse me.
Loss of 3. 3rd and 6 from the 30. Big play here for GL. Dropping to throw Williams. Feeling some pressure. Over the outstretched hand of Preston Bonet. B.J. Wyndham was in coverage, and he almost had an interception. And it's going to be 4th down.
Crossing routes. Bonet to the inside and then the receiver to the outside. And they're hoping maybe the defenders get caught up in it, but the pass from Brady Williams was awry.
Nick Terranova going to punt for Grand Ledge. Really, only call here you got to make.
Yes.
4th and 6 from your own 30. He's standing back at his own 18. Almost blocked. And now a flag.
Is it running into?
If it is, it's a 5-yard penalty, and then it would be 4th and 1.
And then you think about it, right? Oh, it's personal foul? Oh, it's personal foul.
Personal foul, wow.
That keeps the drive alive. Well, that's one of the risks you take when you try to go for the punt block. If you make contact with the punter, especially egregiously, it's going to get you 15.
Man. Huge call there. Gives Grand Ledge the ball at their own 45-yard line. Clock running, 11:15 to go in regulation. A broken play. Blake Williams is going to have to take it, and he does well just to get close to the line of scrimmage. It was a botched handoff trying to get it to Anthony Baker, and Blake Williams Brady Williams, geez, I'll get it right, does well just to have a -1 there. 2nd and 11. Handoff, Baker. Out over the 45 to the 50-yard line and no further. It'll be 3rd down and about 5. Baker hasn't had any really long gains tonight, but a lot of 4- and 5-yard gains.
17 is his longest run.
Okay. Here it is, 3rd down and long. Baker close to a 1st down to the 46. It's going to be 4th and 1. And in this position, Doc, you go for it.
Yes.
10:22 to go. 4th and 1. And Grand Ledge is going to line up to go for it.
Bringing an extra fullback.
And I got to tell you, I can't argue with this call. Williams, handoff, Baker, caught behind the line of scrimmage. Terrific defense by East Lansing. They turn Grand Ledge away at midfield. It's East Lansing ball with 10:04 left.
Number 3, Isaiah McCrary-Sams, the senior, comes flying in from his middle linebacker spot and played the ball perfectly.
Man, terrific job.
He timed the snap exactly.
Sure did. And now they take over on their own 49-yard line.
It's a tough spot. I like you said, you can't disagree with going for it right there.
It's not fourth and 6.
It's fourth and one, and you're in positive territory.
Yes.
But it puts a heavy strain on your defense if you don't make it. That's for sure.
And now if you're East Lansing, you want a 6-7 minute drive, finish it off with a touchdown or a field goal.
Yep.
Or at worst, you pin the Comets, or if, like, let's say you don't get it on 4th and goal, you pin them inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
See what they do here. Here's Fletcher. Handoff. That's Clarizio back in the game. He gets into Grand Ledge territory to the 48-yard line. Gain of 3. Under 10 minutes to go. Grand Ledge has all 3 of their timeouts. East Lansing with 2. They called one early, and yes, East Lansing going to take their sweet time.
The 24th carry of the ball game for Jace Clarizio.
And I'm noticing here the visible play clocks are malfunctioning.
Yes.
So that means that the back judge, which is behind the defensive secondary, has to keep, I think he does, he keeps the play clock anyway. Down 9:25 to go. Excuse me. Fletcher under center, dropping to throw. Now he's going to roll out to the right, and he's going to get as many yards as he can. And are we going to have a late flag?
No.
No, we're not. He did get pushed out of bounds. But he was pushed out of bounds after a 2-yard gain. I thought there could have been a flag there. None called.
It was very close.
Close. 9:17 to go. Clock stopped. It's 3rd and 5. $9:17 to go. East Lansing 31. Grand Ledge 21. Fletcher under center. B.J. Wyndham goes in motion. Now he comes back. Tight formation. Handoff. Clarizio goes to the left. Taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Preston Bonet. Now he tries to get away. And now they say he was in the grasp.
Yep.
He did get away, but it was well after the referees called him down for in the grasp. And now it's going to be 4th down and probably punt time here.
Lost 4 yards on that play. Nice job by Bonet jumping out there. He saw the play, made the correct call.
8:50 and counting. And now Isaiah Armstrong going to come out to punt. Mandatory stop there for Grand Ledge.
Yep.
Keeps them in the game. 8:39 to go.
Bonet back there to receive this punt.
Bonet back for the Comets.
Preston Bonet back. And now kick is deep. Inside the 15, inside the 10, inside the 5. Oh, that's a perfect punt. 2-yard line.
Wow.
Down there by B.J. Wyndham.
Inside the 2. Well, like you said, if they couldn't
47-yard punt, Doc.
If they couldn't get the touchdown or get points out of this drive, you wanted them to pin it deep. Well, they did it exactly.
I didn't mean by a punt, but
well,
you'll take this too.
Nevertheless, yes.
And now Grand Ledge has to go 98 yards just to get within 1 score.
Yeah, it's a 2-score ball game.
31-21 East Lansing. 8:22 left. Brady Williams dropping to throw. Throws it deep. Looking for Bonet. Caught.
Wow.
At the 35-yard line. He beat the coverage of B.J. Wyndham. And number 2, Jeff Bridges. To the 34-yard line. Gain of 32. Clock running. 8:14 to go. Handoff, Baker, out to the 37. 2nd down and 7, 8:06, 8:05 and counting.
What a grab by Bonet.
Terrific grab.
Defender had the pitch on the ball, too. They had the beat on it.
2nd and 7. Dropping. Nope, handoff Baker, 40, 45. Close to midfield, down at the 49. Clock stops, 7:51 to go. Grand Ledge in the hurry-up. Clock running. Pistol formation again. Williams dropping to throw. Throws it high, throws it deep, going to be intercepted.
Yep.
It is intercepted.
Jeter.
Daryl Jeter, interception. Obviously miscommunication. He was the only guy out there.
The receiver stopped the route when the ball just kept going. And Brady Williams, quarterback, threw a go route, and the receiver ran a stop route.
Third turnover of the game on GL. And now East Lansing can really grind the clock now.
They had something moving to the Comets, and then things fell apart.
Man. So it'll be 1st and 10 for East Lansing on their own 22-yard line. 7:37 left. East Lansing trying to get to 2-1 on the season. If Grand Ledge loses, they drop to 2-1 on the season. Fletcher in the pistol. Handoff. That's Clarizio. Left side. Now he's going. He's got a first down and more. 40, 50, 40. He's gone. This is going to be a touchdown. 78 yards. Jace Clarizio. Touchdown, East Lansing.
That guy's fast.
And he's been knocked out of the game a couple of times due to injuries. When you've got explosive speed, sometimes that doesn't matter. It's 37-21, East Lansing, 7:23. Trying to pick his way kind of in the middle, but then veered off to the left and saw a bunch of open space. And once he got into the open space, his speed took over, and it was all over.
It's vision and speed, Brock, a combination of the two. Be able to kind of pick his way through, like you said, find a little bit of a seam, and then take off down the sideline.
Isaiah Armstrong on for the extra point. Snap, good. Kick away, good.
What a change in a matter of seconds.
And with 7:23 to go in the game, it's East Lansing 38, Grand Ledge 21. 30-second break, and we're back on the game, 7:30 AM WVFN. Brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission and by Dowding Industries.
Lansing's only sports station. The game, 7:30.
Let's play.
Palmbos and Erik, Doc Love. Jace Clarizio, his third touchdown of the game, all here in the second half. 78 yards, 38-21 East Lansing. We'll have This Week in High School Sports coming up after the game is over, and we'll have post-game stats and analysis as well.
What do they say, Brock? You can't teach speed?
Nope. And man, what speed he's got.
Yeah.
And he's been knocked out of the game twice due to injury, and he's come back.
Well, he had, a leg cramp in the first half.
Yep. And we weren't sure what the injury was the second time.
Yeah.
Isaiah Armstrong going to kick off. And it's a squibber up the middle, taken at the 26, to the 30, to the 35. Oh, upended there was number 21, Lavelle Jones-Simpson.
He was shaken up on that hit.
He's the one who hit James Blue.
Yep. It's nice to see that he is okay.
Thankfully, yes. 1st and 10 from their own 36. 7:20 to go in regulation. 38-21 East Lansing. Brady Williams dropping to throw. Looking, and he just throws it at the feet of the running back, Anthony Baker. They had a screen, looked like they had a screen pass called, but there's nothing there.
Looking for that underneath screen where they let everybody in and then throw it underneath, and the defense snuffed it out real quickly.
2nd and 10 from the 36. 7:15 to go.
Preston Bonet is injured.
He's got to go into the numbers.
Dropping to throw. Williams throws it out. Caught, 38-yard line. Number 9, Ryan Balser, a senior, backup wide receiver, makes the catch out to the 37, maybe the 38-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. Under 7 minutes to go. And you almost have to go for it if you don't get it here. Williams dropping to throw. Throws it high, throws it deep, intercepted again. Intercepted. Number 2. That's Jeff Bridges. And he's still running. Taken down at the 40-yard line, and we've got flags.
Yep. This will be coming back, but the interception will count. The safety doing his job, Brock. Jeff Bridges sitting back there waiting to pick off a pass, and he did it.
6:35 left. And East Lansing can salt this away. We'll figure out the penalties here.
Third interception of the game for Brady Williams.
Indication of holding against East Lansing. First down, East Lansing.
Penalty is at the 50, so I'm knocking back to the 40. But it's still East Lansing ball.
6 penalties for 65 yards.
Ball is spotted on the 40-yard line.
That will more than likely salt it away. You would think so, at least.
Now, if you're East Lansing, you really want to take your time. 6:35 left. They have it at their own 40.
How about this final, Brock? Portland 42, Ionia 21. They were down 21-6, and ended up scoring, 35 points?
36 unanswered.
Points? Yeah.
Fletcher fakes, bootleg left, and he gets down to the 45-yard line. And he comes down inbounds.
Smart play.
Second down and 5. That was just a designed bootleg, and Fletcher just get as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you come down inbounds. 6:15 and counting.
Play clocks are still out.
6:05 and counting. Second down and 5. Fletcher in the pistol. Now he's in the shotgun. Clarizio next to him. Excuse me. Inside handoff. Clarizio. 45. He's into Grand Ledge territory. First down. Now a fumble. And now they're scrumming for it, and I think they're going to say he was down. I think he recovered it anyway, did Clarizio. Now we got guys talking here. Let's see officials get in here. You don't want any unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. It will be 1st and 10 from the Grand Ledge 47. 5:40 left in regulation. We'll have This Week in High School Sports coming up as soon as this game is over.
First down, East Lansing.
Will be first down. And some of the Grand Ledge faithful heading for the exits. But they got a big one next week. They got to play Holt next week.
Yep.
East Lansing plays at Okemos. 5:18 and counting. Fletcher. Under center. Now under 10 on the play clock. Handoff. Clarizio. Out to the right. 45, 40, 35. And he falls down out of bounds, or inbounds rather, at the 32. Smart play. Clock will stop momentarily, but then it'll restart again with 4:55 to go. Down to the 33-yard line.
More heads-up plays.
.435 and counting. East Lansing, you just want to run the clock and hold the ball. You don't want a turnover here. East Lansing not lined up properly. Now it's going to be under 5. Handoff. Nope, fake. Fletcher on a bootleg. Gets down to the 30-yard line, taken down there by number 41, Jack Bull, a sophomore. Good defensive play there.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be second down and 7. Ball on the far hash mark, going from left to right here. We're under 4 minutes here. Second down and 7. Probably what, 2 more first downs?
Correct.
And that's all they want. 3:39 and counting. I formation behind Fletcher. He's not even, now it's under 10 seconds, and now he'll put his hands under center. Handoff. That's Clarizio again. To the 30-yard line, now down to the 29-yard line. Taken down there.
He didn't want to run out of bounds.
Nope. 3:13 and counting. Gain of 1, 3rd down and 6.
29 carries now for Clarizio.
Post-game stats and analysis coming up as soon as this game is over, which is now under 3 minutes to go. Ball at the 29-yard line of Grand Ledge. And at this point, if you don't get it, you go for it on 4th down.
Yes.
You don't kick a field goal here. That makes no sense. 2:42 and counting. Handoff, Clarizio again. To the 26, maybe the 25, and it's going to be 4th down and short. And now we got a whistle, and I think Grand Ledge is calling a timeout, and they are.
Timeout, Grand Ledge, their first of the half.
Grand Ledge has 2 timeouts left. East Lansing has 2 left. Doubting Industries, we thank them, Jeff and Chris Metz, and all their great staff. Always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at doubtingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. And by the Lansing Sports Commission. That's Megan Zemer and her great staff. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out details at lansingsports.org. 2:29 left in regulation. East Lansing up on Grand Ledge, 38-21. One of the rare times where we'll be on the air past 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But again, we had a long injury. James Blue, a junior on the East Lansing team, had to be taken off on a stretcher after suffering an injury in the 3rd quarter. That was about, 20, 25 minutes?
Yeah, it was about 25 minutes.
2:29 left. It's 4th down for East Lansing. 4th and short. 4th and about 3. Handoff, Clarizio. He didn't get it. Stop there. That's stopped by 25. Ashton Delaney's had some good plays tonight. So now Grand Ledge will take over at their own 28-yard line. 26-yard line, I'm sorry.
27-yard line.
They say 27, but it's closer to the 26.
Did you lose yards on that play? I couldn't remember where the line of scrimmage was at.
That's pretty close.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's see what Grand Ledge can do here. Brady Williams. Hands to, that's Anthony Baker?
No.
Aljari on the stop for the East Lansing.
It's 23, actually.
2nd and 9.
Cooper Parks.
They've got backups in the game. Hand up to Parks. There's nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. Under 2 minutes to go. And
Baker in the carry. Stopped by Alex White of the Trojan.
if you're both teams, you just want to finish this game and hopefully nobody gets hurt.
Yeah. That's why
Minute
Grand
45.
Ledge.
That's exactly.
That's why they're just
what
running the
doing.
ball.
Yep. Hand off again up the middle. Not much there. Out to the 25, maybe the 26.
Baker again, the ball carrier.
And Baker was the ball carrier on that
No,
one.
they say Baker. It's not.
It wasn't?
No.
Okay, and now Grand Ledge is going to punt again. Nick Terranova is going to come out. Minute 20 to go. Terranova back on his 14-yard line. East Lansing's going to win this one. Go to 2-1 on the season. Grand Ledge will lose and fall to 2-1 on the season. Snap back. Terranova on the kick. Under a minute to go. Down the 40. It'll be down at the 36-yard line. Down there. 48 seconds to go. So if you're East Lansing, 2 knees and that's it.
Yep. Nice comeback. for East Lansing in this one.
We're down in this one.
They were down 14-10 at halftime.
Down 14-3 in the second quarter.
Yep.
If I'm East Lansing, I just take a couple of knees. That'll be it.
That's what you would assume would happen, yes.
That's what I would assume. 48 seconds, you got to take a knee. You got to take 2 knees. East Lansing putting their backups in. And they're just putting them in here. Yep, they're going to just do victory formation. Takes a knee. Got to do it one more time. They'll wait until they get it under 40 seconds, Doc, and then that'll be it. Yep, they're going to line up quickly here. Yes, that's exactly what they're going to do. 30 seconds to go, and that's going to be it. Fletcher takes a knee. That's going to do it. East Lansing rallies from an early 14-3 deficit, and they defeat Grand Ledge tonight, 38-21. We'll have post-game stats and analysis coming up, but first, This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
4 former MHSAA pitchers have MLB wins, and we're less than 3 weeks away from releasing soccer postseason brackets. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. 8 years ago, in 2016, Spencer Schwellenbach, Jeff Criswell, Carl Kaufman, and Tommy Henry were all pitching for their high school teams in Michigan. Schwellenbach at Saginaw Heritage, Criswell at Portage Central, Kaufman at Bloomfield Hills Brother Rice, and Henry at Portage Northern. 3 of them would go on to pitch at the University of Michigan together, Criswell, Kaufman, and Henry, where they helped the Wolverines to the 2019 College World Series Finals, losing to Vanderbilt. Schwellenbach pitched at Nebraska, and now all 4 have won a game in the major leagues. Henry was drafted by the Diamondbacks and got his first major league victory in 2022. Kaufman was picked by the Rockies and notched career win number 1 last season. Criswell was drafted by the A's and traded to Colorado, so he's once again Kaufman's teammate, and he recorded his first win this season. And Schwellenbach was taken by the Atlanta Braves and also got his first win earlier this year. Now, they've all got some catching up to do to match former Lansing Waverly star John Smoltz's major league win number. The MLB Hall of Famer tallied 213 wins in his 21-year career. The MHSAA baseball record book and finals archives are all online. Just go to MHSAA.com and click on baseball. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. Bay City Western's Kayla Montcalm. She shot a championship best 89 to help lead Western to the Bay County Girls Golf Championship. Kingsley's Jenna Middleton. She led the way with 45 kills over 6 matches as Kingsley went 6-0 to win their own volleyball invite. And to Armada's Jackson Malberg, he scored 2 touchdowns in a 14-0 win over Croswell Lexington, Armada's first win over Croslex since 2004.
Have a recent high school grad? They could qualify for a tuition-free skills certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
Today we're talking roster sizes and uniforms in cross country. In the regular season, a school can enter a maximum of 12 competitors, and the top 7 contribute to the school's score. In the postseason, schools can enter a max of 7 runners, with the top 5 contributing to the team's score. In the past, all members of a team had to wear identical uniforms, but that's no longer the case. Now, each runner must wear a uniform that clearly indicates their team through the use of their predominant school colors, school logo, or nickname. They don't have to be identical, but the school they are representing must be obvious, and it must be clear who your teammates are. Something to think about the next time you're getting ready to run 3.1 miles.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. While it may feel like the school year just started, believe it or not, we're just 4 weeks from the start of the boys' soccer postseason. A majority of teams in the state are about halfway through their regular seasons, and district play starts Wednesday, October 9th. The postseason brackets will be released on September 29th. District winners advance to regional starting October 22nd, and the semifinals are on October 30th. The finals will once again be at Grand Ledge High School, with all 4 division championships taking place on Saturday, November 2nd. The Division 4 final will start things off that day at 10 a.m., followed by Division 3 at 12:30, Division 2 at 3:30, and Division 1 at 6 o'clock. And all 4 finals can be seen live on the NFHS network. Last year, Troy Athens, Grand Rapids Christian, Hudsonville Unity Christian, and Muskegon Western Michigan Christian were all crowned champions. Each team's Michigan Power Rating, which is used to determine the seeds in each district, can be found online. Just go to MHSAA.com, select soccer, and then MPR. Also on the soccer page, learn more about red cards, handballs, and the offside rule. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
Lansing Sports Station. The Game, 7:30 a.m.
Brock Palmbos, Erik Love back here at Lynn C. Adams Stadium. East Lansing beats Grand Ledge tonight, 38-21. Big second half for the Trojans. Doubting Industries presentation of high school football brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out details at lansingsports.org and by the aforementioned Jeff and Chris Metz and Doubting Industries. Always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at doubtingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. We'll just go over the second half here. It was 14-10 Grand Ledge. At the end of the first half, after a 3-and-out of Grand Ledge to start the third quarter, Jace Clarizio finished off a drive with a 2-yard touchdown run. Extra point good, 17-14 East Lansing at the 8:33 mark. East Lansing got the ball back pretty immediately after a turnover, and Jace Clarizio finished off another drive with a 14-yard touchdown. Extra point good, 24-14 East Lansing, 6:16 to go in the third. Grand Ledge, however, came back. Brady Williams threw to Preston Bonet on an 18-yard touchdown. Extra point good. And it was East Lansing 24-21 with 3:54 to go in the third. Then on the ensuing kickoff, we had the long penalty. James Blue,
not a penalty, delay.
I meant the delay, yes. Thank you. That's what I meant to say. James Blue, a junior on the East Lansing squad, was knocked down, tackled viciously, cleanly, but viciously, and was on the ground for a good 20 minutes, if not longer. And we had a long delay and delayed the game for quite a while. Well, what did East Lansing do to come back after that? Well, Ben Fletcher finished off a drive on a 5-yard bootleg, fooled pretty much everybody, including the Grand Ledge assistant coaches to the left of us. Ben Fletcher, 5-yard touchdown, extra point good, 31-21 East Lansing at the end of the third quarter. He scored that with 19 seconds to go in the third. And then in the fourth quarter, Jace Clarizio, after stopping Grand Ledge, 78 yards, touchdown. Showed his speed, third touchdown of the second half, third touchdown of the game. 38-21 East Lansing at that point, and that was the final score. Turnovers were big. Grand Ledge had 4 turnovers on the night. East Lansing had 2. Penalties were big as well. East Lansing, 6 penalties for 65 yards. Grand Ledge, 9 penalties for 69 yards. You got stats.
For Grand Ledge, Brady Williams, 6 for 15, 77 yards, 2 touchdowns, but did have 3 interceptions in the game. Anthony Baker, 30 carries for 118 yards. And Preston Bonet, 4 catches for 66 and 2 touchdowns, and that 90-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Which we mentioned in the first half. Yeah, folks. East Lansing could have been up 21-0, but Grand Ledge stopped them in the first half. Isaiah Armstrong hit a 21-yard field goal. And then on the next time they had the ball after an interception, they had a blocked field goal, and then East Lansing stopped them, and then on the third possession, they got inside the 20-yard line again, and then Fletcher threw a 90-yard or so pick six to Preston Bonet, and that got Grand Ledge into the game. And they actually scored after that to make it 14-3. So impressive comeback by East Lansing.
Yep, Grand Ledge in the loss, 277 total yards, 200 of them rushing. For East Lansing, 407 total, 253 on the ground. Okay. Most of those coming from Jace Clarizio, 31 carries, 220 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Ben Fletcher, 13 for 21 for 151. Did have a rush touchdown, and B.J. Wyndham, 4 catches for 54 yards. But Clarizio, huge second half, and had 55 at halftime, and ended up with 220. 78 yards coming on that one touchdown run, obviously, but he's fast, man. Don't give him a little bit of space because he will take off.
He is. Man, he is so good.
What a huge comeback win, though. It was 14-3, like you said. Grand Ledge was rolling in that first half and playing well.
Yes, they were, but they were able to come back and win this one tonight. We'll come back. We'll give you some other scores from around the mid-Michigan area and wrap it up. East Lansing beats Grand Ledge tonight, 38-21. Back after this on the game, 7:30 AM WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network. Brought to you by Dowding Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission.
Welcome to Be the Referee with MHSAA registered official Paige Winnie.
We're on the baseball diamond today, where we've got a runner on second with 1 out. The batter hits a ground ball that gets through the infield, and the runner makes the turn at third, attempting to score. The throw comes in ahead of him, and as he nears home plate, he dives headfirst over the catcher, avoiding the tag, and touches home plate. Is this legal? It is not. Runners are not required to slide. They can jump or hurdle a fielder if the fielder is lying on the ground, and they can jump over an outstretched arm attempting to make a tag. But diving over a fielder is illegal. The runner is out. If no contact is made between the runner and the fielder, the ball remains live, unless interference is called. If contact is made, the ball becomes dead.
Thanks, Paige. You can be a referee. Go online now to register at MHSAA.com. Be the Referee is a part of the MHSAA network.
WVFN.
Back one final time at Lynn C. Adams Stadium on the campus of East Lansing High School. It is East Lansing over Grand Ledge tonight, 38-21. East Lansing is now 2-1 on the season. And let's see. Grand Ledge is now 2-1 on the season. Grand Ledge is at Holt. Grand Ledge hosts Holt next week. One of the games we're looking at next week. And also they host Holt. Yes, and East Lansing is at Okemos tonight.
Next week.
Did I say tonight?
You said tonight.
See,
they already won tonight.
Thank you.
Final scores.
My goodness. Wow. Yes, final scores.
From what I've got.
Whatever you got.
St. John's beats Fowlerville 21-14.
They're 3-0 on the season.
I know Portland came back to beat Ionia 42-21.
They're 3-0 on the season. They're looking strong right now.
DeWitt won, I think it was 62-6, something like that, 63-6 over Waverly in that ball game. Olivet beat Sexton 7-0. What else? I had some more and I forgot them already. I think
Leslie won big tonight to go to 3-0.
Leslie won big. Yep. Was it Lansing Catholic and Charlotte were tied the last I knew.
Yes.
At 21 apiece. I was going to try and get a quick update on that one, but of course, it's impossible to find these when you search for them.
Oh, of course. When you search for them, that's when you can't find them.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
As soon as we get home and we turn on Twitter just to find, that's when everything shows up.
I got no score for the Okemos game. No one updated that online. Let's see.
The last update. What you have from
Lansing Catholic 28, Charlotte 21.
Lansing Catholic now 2-1 on the season. Did you have a final for Mason and Williamston?
I think Mason won. Let me check again. I'm going to search real quick because it's in order to go back, it'll take a while.
We can tell you, though, if you were listening to our game, the Detroit Tigers almost threw a no-hitter tonight.
Yes.
Against the Baltimore Orioles. They won 1-0. They had a no-hitter through 8 2/3 innings. A combined, almost no-hitter. But they won tonight 1-0.
Yeah, they gave up a triple to break up the no-hitter.
Is that what it was?
But they still won 1-0. That's a big win, too, because they need those wins against teams like them.
After an awful loss yesterday.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, they should not have lost.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, I can't get that Williamson one. Mason won, I know that, but I can't remember the score.
Yep.
And it's going to take me forever to try and search for it and find it. So
Exactly. Well, Doc, tonight, players of the game, I think it's pretty easy for Grand Ledge.
Anthony Baker.
Oh, I was going to say Preston Bonet.
Okay, yeah, let's go with Preston Bonet. You're right.
He had the pick six.
Yep.
He was all over the place.
He had 3 touchdowns. You're right, yeah.
Yep. I was going to say, yep.
Bonet for 3 touchdowns, and then Clarizio, obviously, for East Lansing with his 3 touchdowns and 220 rushing. So
Bonet had 2 receiving touchdowns, and he had the pick 6 on defense. And yes, Jace Clarizio, over 200 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Join us next week. Same time, same station. We're not quite sure where we're going to be next week. Hold at Grand Ledge is a possibility. Let's see here. Sexton at Charlotte's a possibility. Maybe we go to the CMAC. I don't know. Hold at Grand Ledge, a possibility. I don't know.
We'll have to think about it.
We'll think about it, and we'll get back to you.
I bet you...
Morris and Portland St. Pat's play a big one next Saturday night at 7 o'clock.
Saturday night game, huh?
Yeah. 2 of the top 8-man teams in the state of Michigan.
I bet if you listen to Tim Stout on Monday, we'll
figure something out. We'll talk over the weekend. We'll figure something. Just final thoughts on this game, Doc.
I guess we said before, big win for East Lansing, coming back down 14-3, and then having this huge win. Clarizio got the speed, man. He's so good out there. It's tough to bottle him up. And for Grand Ledge, a tough one to lose on the road, especially when you're playing well. But if the quarterback steadies himself a little bit more, I think he'll be all right, because Anthony Baker's a stud at running back.
And he's just a sophomore, guys.
Yep.
He had over 100 yards tonight, and he's really, really good. That's going to do it for us. Thanks to Nathan Vandenberg for helping us get on the air tonight, and we thank you for listening. I will have my updated Greater Lansing area top 10 poll come out on Monday. I have a feeling there'll be a change or two. But you'll just have to go to the game, 730am.com, lansingsportsnetwork.com, and that'll be up at some point on Monday, either Monday morning or early afternoon. So for Nathan Vandenberg and from my broadcast partner, Eric Doc Love, I'm Brock Palmbush. Thank you for listening. This has been High School Football here on the game, 730 AM WVFN and the Lansing Sports Network, brought to you by Dowding Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission. Good night from Lynn C. Adams Stadium at East Lansing High School. We now join ESPN Radio, already in progress. So long, everybody.